Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the late night stream. It's Saturday night. Woohoo! Mamma mia! I'm here, says Mr. Hathim. Hey, what's up, Mr. Hathim? Alright, so tonight's title probably should be something like, oh, I'm pricing up the new PSA return. I might do a different title. How about a funny title? I can't die from tick bites if I'm indoors opening Pokemon cards. Alright. Very good. Excuse me. Okay. Oh, they went straight to Rainbow Cruise, huh? We're going live for Saturday night. Okay. All right, let's open this up. Okay, we're gonna pin the website. There it is. All right, the ping is in, the website's in, yada bada boom. What? It says my account is unavailable? Oh, there it goes. Okay, good. That's that spooked me. All right. All right. Let me throw this away. I have a Mr. Tyrone asking for his tracking number. All right. He should be able to look that up himself. We'll go ahead and pause this. I think that's one of my pet peeves is the tracking numbers, but let's help him out. It's a very common request. All right, let's see if he's got anything going wrong on his side. Maybe something has happened. Let's see. It says I've sent him a bunch of messages. Let's see. All right, we know his address. It says right here that I already sent him his tracking number. All right, so first of all, I'm going to respond with that. I got to sneeze. Hold on. Woo! Here you can see the address, and you can see that I entered your email address, which means you already were sent an email for tracking. All right, and now I'm just going to go get that tracking number as well. I like to teach people to look up their own tracking number because it's just more efficient for you to do it on your side than to have me do it each time. So, okay, so here's Tyrone. It does say in transit, so it's taking a while. Let's see, it says it's arrived. It's very close to him, actually. It's very close. All right, be sure to search your email inbox or spam for stamps.com. That's the email containing the tracking. Okay, there we go. We'll hit send. All right. I'm my own help desk center. You know, I'm my own call center. And that's a very common question. Where's my tracking number? Well, about 97% of the time, you got your tracking number. I sent it to your email. And so you need to go check that. All right, Mr. Aaron Seals. We finished the stream yesterday with Two Abyssai. Yesterday was kind of slow. All of Friday was slow. It was an unusually slow Friday. So I don't know how today will be. Maybe today will also be slow. There is such a thing as having a slow weekend. It does happen. It wasn't terrible. I mean, Sarah Dusenberry showed up. That's always fun. She's a hoot. All right. There's no website orders. There's no pre-orders for PayPal. There's no Bank of America pre-orders. And there's no pre-orders for Cash App. All right, we're ready to go, guys. Let's see. I'm peeking the OP4 portfolio. OP1 Shanks going to the moon. Bro, House Ghastly still ain't moving. He's a special card. Let me show you something. Here's my new Ghastly. Just look at that. Just got authenticated by PSA. I guess that took a while. So here's my new Ghastly to replace the one that I'm selling. Yeah, I love them. Why not? All right, let me go ahead and fix this camera. Boom. No, wait. We liked it the other way. All right, let's see. Turn off camera pro, it says. All right. Seems to be working. All right, cute Ghastly, and then here's a replacement Ghastly. Which one do you guys like better? Does it matter? They're about the same age, too, in terms of the certification. So these were graded around the same time. I would almost say this one looks a little more vibrant, but it might actually just be that this sleeve is a little dustier. All right, so I found out something funny. You can get a raw card authenticated by eBay, and PSA will grade it, but won't holder it for you. Oh, that's so weird. They'll grade it, but not holder it. I guess that's because holdering actually is a whole, like, thing. Like, it takes a while, you know? All right. Got some Charizards on the left. Got a cute little Cubone on the right. And what we really have are a lot of Pokemon cards to price up for the first time. That's what we really have. Let's get this camera. How's that look? Okay, back out of that. Good. Tammy Whammy, what's hoods? Oh, man, I'm tired, man. I went swimming today for, like 2 full hours. That doesn't sound like much, but man, it wears you out. I'm like sunburnt. So I had some slabs returned from PSA. I recalled these from the vault because I realized we're just kind of short on product. We have product now that we've had 2 PSA returns, but, you know, we want to boost. We want to boost. So we got Victini back. Waluigi is back. Waluigi. Here's Princess Peach is back. Bowser's back. This Bowser's back. I just sold one of these for $100 on eBay. Princess Peach is back. Zelda is back. This one looks really good. Actually, I think this will actually probably sell because of the remake. Wait, which one is this? Is this Skyward Sword? Oh, I don't remember. All right, so, and then here's Gengar. So I had 2 of these Gengars, and they both graded 9. What a pity. It would have been so valuable as a 10. Here's a beautiful Meganium. Beautiful Flaffy. A probably pretty affordable Spinarak. Wario. And Tingle. Lots of poker cards coming back. So I was just holding these in my PSA vault just to get some product out of my home. And then when PSA closed down, I said, well, shoot, we better get some slabs over here because what if we actually run out of inventory? That's not good. We can't just be running out of inventory. So all those need pricing as well. I like this Victini a lot, actually. Isn't that cute? Look at that Victini. Ooh, my brain is tired, man. Here we are. All right. It's almost time to buy more dabs. Essentially, they'll tell you to grade, but that's part of the authentication process. Just started and already tempted me with that Cubone. He's very cute. $25 chance on that Cubone. All right. So, here is a beautiful Raikou from the Gold Collection. Now, the thing about these poker cards, PSA is now closed for like 4 months. So, I'm not going to be able to grade any more of these for a long time. It's going to be a long-ass time. So, enjoy it because it's available, okay? Slabs, guys. I'm all about slab collecting. When I make viral videos, it's almost always a graded slab. Raikou 243. Actually, I should say Raikou Poker, shouldn't I? Oh, here he is actually, though. 150, 199. All right, let me try over here as well. Raikou. There we go. I need another 4 ounces. All right, so let's see. So Raikou, yeah, he's 150. Wow, beautiful card. 150, guys. So cheap, actually, for a Raikou 10. This is a Raikou 10 from the year 2000. Just pointing that out. Pretty cool. You're going to see a lot of poker cards up on this table because I am one of the biggest graders of poker cards. Here's a desirable Dragonite. Hold on. There's a guy in Discord. No, I'm sorry. There's a guy in, let me get this guy price. There's a guy on Instagram who is showing me his Dragonite. And it was a Sealed DOS Dragonite. And I want to show him this one because it's the same artwork. Oh, this is expensive. Holy. All right, so there's one in the UK for $280. $280. But that's going to also trigger an import fee. So let's try that. Comes out to about $322. Well, I have one here in the US. We're doing $350. Okay. Isn't that also the Game Boy promo artwork? Precisely. So let me show this off to this guy because he told me he likes these. Come on, where did I run into him at? He's somewhere. I'm getting a lot of comments in Instagram. Here's a guy asking about my Gold Star Gyarados Gold Star Charizard. I don't know. He says, what are you asking for those? I said, I don't know. PSA 10 Gold Star Gyarados. Let me guess, it's like 300,000. Let's see. Which no one's going to pay. Yeah, here's one for 300K. Shoot me a price, brother. Only Gyarados on eBay is 300K. All right, so there we go. I'm going to go ahead and keep looking for this guy, though. I want to look for the other guy. So, where is the guy who sent me a picture of his thing? Let's see. That doesn't sound right. Dang, dude, I can't find it. I was just talking to him today. Oh, man, I can't find the guy who sent me the picture. I want to take a picture of this Dragonite. Let's see. Are you moving the Gold Star Charizard PSA 10? Let's see. Here's somebody asking me for Cascoon slabs. What the hell? Who's buying Cascoon slabs? That's PDX. I literally can't find this guy now. I was just talking to him. What the hell? I didn't hide the conversation when we were done. Dude, I'm going nuts. I wanted him to show, because, you know, I just priced this card up, and he might be interested in it. Maybe I just need to go, I found it. I had to go way down. Wow, I didn't realize I talked to so many people in one day. Jesus. All right, there we go. I found him. I had to scroll down like 20 messages to find him. Jesus Christ, dude. Wow, you're on early, mister. What? What are you talking about? It's 2:18. This isn't early. I'm like starting the stream at like 3 a.m. in the morning these days. Whoa, he's on at 3? Okay, let's see what the first order of the night is. You ready? First order of the night is Mr. Athim. He says 1 Ascended and 5 of the Riftbound Unleashed. Ooh, okay. Riftbound Unleashed. Mr. Athim, what's up, man? Here we are. This is the earliest you've been on in a long time for the nighttime stream. We usually go live around 2. Sometimes we're a little bit late, but it's usually not that much. I mean, it would not surprise me if we started around 2:18 on a lot of nights, actually. Here we are. What did we start at, like 2:06 or something? Yeah, let's see. All right. I'm looking at homes in Charleston, South Carolina. I saw a couple nice ones, man. I was doing a lot of research on elevation and flooding and hurricanes and all that. Here we are. I feel like you actually start closer to 3. Maybe you generally join the stream closer to 3. Here's Vex. You know, think about it. I go live. YouTube doesn't ping you guys immediately. YouTube might ping you like 15 minutes later or something. here we are. Mister, you remember that Legend Maker Rev Ghastly CGC Pristine with the fast swirl you sold me? Tell me all about it. Did you just sell it? Is it going for like 5K, 6K? Yeah, let's see. Legend Maker Rev Ghastly. Here we are. I usually get pinged and join right away. I get pinged right away. Here's Scorn of the Moon. Oh, the moon, you say? Always 3 a.m. I mean, I can prove when we started. Yeah, we don't start at 3 a.m. It is. Here's a halo. Oops. Not that high yet. But yeah, hit over 2K. Nice. That's really good, man. I bet you I sold you the card for like $400 or $500. And so that's like ×4 value right now. I don't even remember what I priced them at. I'm just taking a guess. Because that's in my gut, that feels like around what it would have been priced back then. All right, in the ping channel. Look at this. So for Thursday night, we went live. I pinged at 2:18. Well, I don't ping until after I go live. And so there you go. We don't start at 3. Let's see. This is the night before that. This is Wednesday night, 2:19 a.m. Okay, that's the night before that. And then this one's a little bit later. This one's 2:28. Okay, that one's a little bit later. And then let's see. Here's a 2:27. Here's a 2:27. Here's a 2:20. Here's a 2:24. Here's a 2:24 again. Here's a 2:20. So we don't start at 3. I mean, we might start a little after 2 a.m. starts, but that's my fault. I should start sooner, huh? But that's not the same as starting at 3. We are. Ooh, Vex. That's 3 a.m. It's a 6. All right, there we go. Oh, for you it's 3 a.m. Oh, you're talking about time differences. I get you. Okay. Yeah, for you it's 3 a.m. For me it's not. There you go. All right. It all makes sense now. Okay, Mr. Hathim. Let's see. Let's grab your bag. Well, the other guy might not have he might not have been talking about time zones. You're talking about time zones. I think he's talking about, you know, I think he was suggesting that I normally don't start at 2 a.m. I start at like 2:45 a.m. or something like that. I thought that's how I interpreted it. And then you stepped in and you actually said, no, you do start at 3. But you're actually referring to the fact that you're in, you know, you're in another state on the East Coast. There we go. Very nice. Earlier stream. Yeah, exactly. Surge was going off of my time. That's my point. All right. And I was showing that we really do just start a little after 2. Sometimes a little bit late. Sometimes. All right. We had the one Hathim order. It was a lot of fun, guys. And now I'm hopping off. Here's Chris Gonzalez. He says, one live custom booster. Oh, yes. The live custom boosters are pretty well stocked right now. Look how full it is. It's completely stuffed. 1, 2, 3, and a 4. There it is. Chris Gonzalez, what's going to happen? Just a cold one this just a cold one this time, Mr. Chris. Look how full it is. Let's see how many empty packs I got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the Raikou. Raikou's going in. He's a good one. I like the Raikou. All right. That Raikou over there. I need the new one Mr. just got in. Here we are. Let's see. Number 2, 4, 3. Raikou. And this is going to say P. Oh, wait. P10. Yeah. All right. Mr. I'm broke. Medical bills need to stop being expensive. I'm sorry, 6. I'm sorry. I agree. You know what, 6, for you? I believe in socialized healthcare. It should all be paid for by the people, especially rich guys. Those guys suck. Rich guys sitting in their rich guy homes, stroking their rich guy beards. Can't stand those guys. Send them straight to jail. All right, here's Dragonite. Oop, here's, ooh. Now, we just had one of these go into Slab away, did we not? I'm sure we did. Aha, Javier Arroyo got one for 2 honeys. 2 honeys? Grab this. This one's going to have the second one that I'm selling tax on it. All right, so this one gets to be 220. Dang, you should have been Javier. That guy's so lucky. I wish I was Javier. All right, welcome, 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 welcome. How's it going, guys? Happy Saturday night. Hello, does that say Charizard from 151 is 60? Yes, sir, it's $60 for the whole card. No, this is called a break, and it's a 1 in 36 odds with a $60 buy-in. Kind of like buying 2 or 3 packs of 151, except within those 2 or 3 packs, you have a 1 in 36 odds of actually pulling the Charizard. And he's already graded. It's pretty good. What did I spit on the slab? All right, there we go. Pretty good. That's because I got a cough drop. Ooh. This is a pricey break. It's a risky break. Very similar to the Mega Break over here. This guy over here. So we got the Mega Break and the Charizard. This is serious business over here. Good stuff. Good stuff. It's a chance to lose your 60 bucks. That's right. Never forget, 35 people will miss. But one guy goes home with an already graded 10, 151 Charizard. It's pretty impressive. So, you know, tell me this. How's that a lot different from buying like 2 live customs or 12 Poke Shuffles, which I sell like all the time? Or how's that any different from, you know, opening 2, maybe 3 packs of 151? In fact, I think our 151 packs are like 30 bucks each. So it's just 2 packs of it. So it's no different than ordering 2 packs of the 151. Except over here, you know there's definitely a Charizard, and he's definitely a 10. Pretty neat. Hathim says 5 more of the Rift Unleashed. Pretty neat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Still 8 spots. Chance to lose money on every pack you open, though. There we go. All right. How's the OP box looking? Should be like 8 people left over there. One piece OP5 English booster box sealed straight out of a fresh case. No mangas pulled. Could be the box with the manga in it. The Gear 5 Luffy manga. And so that's been a pretty spectacular one-piece booster box break. But not a lot of people jumping into it. Our #1 selling product right now, crazy enough, live customs. Live customs and Poke Shuffles. They're instantaneous. You get to know your outcome right away. Luckily enough, we have some pulls in those boxes, like $200 to the oldest break, or the star card pull, and those end up pushing the other breaks along anyways. So I guess those are pretty important cards, actually. But yeah, you know, I don't know what it is. I think people really love the Poke Shuffles and live customs ever since they started becoming a re-roll product, where if you don't like what you pull, you can re-roll it and try again. And I think that really triggered a lot of desirability in that particular product. Is what we got. Pike, not to be confused with another word, which means woman who loves other women. Mr. A tick can crawl into your house and bite you. Stay alert. Oh, no! Dude, I was just learning about the new tick disease called, what was it called? Like, I can't remember. It was like Pawanga or something like that. I can't remember what it is. Some virus, and it's just killed a man or something, or it's turned him into a vegetable. And what it is it releases a virus that attacks your brain right away and destroys your brain. Almost like the brain-eating amoeba. And so we have, yet again, another serious tick-borne illness. And right now it's rare, but they're predicting that it could become not so rare over time. Yikes. Have you guys heard about that one? Let me look it up. I'll look it up for you guys. New tick virus deadly. Powassan virus is rare but potentially deadly. Transmitted by black-legged deer ticks. See, I told you, deer. They're effing tick machines. They're like a whole bag of ticks that walk into your stupid yard and they go boo, and then all the ticks fall off their nasty little bodies. I hate deer. I'm not a fan of them anymore. They're very cool because if you live in the city, you're like, oh my gosh, a deer. When you see them when you're in the countryside, till you realize that they are human killing devices. You either crash your car into them or they give you Lyme disease because they leave a million ticks in your yard. Hate them. Hate them to death. Turn them into deer meat, please. So, okay. So this new Powassan virus, which is transmitted by tick, can be transmitted by a tick bite within 15 minutes of being bit. So the tick only needs to bite you for like 15 minutes. And the problem is that virus goes to your brain and causes brain problems. There you go. What do you guys think of that? Rare tick-borne virus leaves New Hampshire man critically ill, non-verbal. Lovely. Lovely. I'm just staying indoors. I'm never going back outside. I'm going to die from lack of sun. No more vitamin D for me. I'm just staying indoors, guys. No more ticks. I'm only walking on concrete for the rest of my life. I don't think you can get ticks on concrete. What do you guys think of that, though? Isn't that ridiculous? You know, first we have a new virus called alpha-gal, where if a tick bites you, you can get alpha-gal, and now you're allergic to meat. The fuck? That's batshit crazy, man. And then you have another one that's now spreading, whatever I just called it, Powassan, and it causes neurological issues. Ticks are basically the plague in 2026. I'm ready to eradicate them, or whatever we got to do to significantly reduce their numbers. But Karis and I went walking in Hahatonka State Park together. Beautiful, whatever the name of the trail is. Beautiful. I think it's called the Acorn Trail. Really beautiful. It's a hillside trail. You get to see Ozark Hills. They're very beautiful, by the way. No one thinks of like gigantic hills in Missouri. You know, when you think of Missouri, you just think of like flat farmland, but it's not out here. It's very hilly out here. Huge cliffs. I don't want to call them mountains, but they're, you know, they're like miniature mountains. They're huge. And it's very beautiful. You get to look over them. They're very pretty. Okay, I'm in the Ozarks. But then, so we go walking on the Acorn Trail, and by the end of it, she's got 5 ticks on her. 5 ticks, and we stayed on the trail. We're not walking it anymore. No more. Terrible, dude. Send me somewhere with no ticks. Javier is next. He says, 2 Ascended Heroes, 2 Live Customs, 5 Gen 5, and 5 Gen 5 for 6. Wow. All right, all right. You got it. I play disc golf. I must go outside sometimes, mister, and I had 1 tick bite me. Yeah, I mean, honestly, you probably get a tick bite sometimes, and it's just nothing. But I'm telling you, you get that alpha-gal, and it's going to ruin your life, man. And I got Lyme disease from a tick bite out here in Lake of the Ozarks. I saved the image. Maybe I'll share it in the Discord. Basically, when you get the Lyme disease, it leaves a bullseye ring around the bite. So I showed that to a doctor, and he gave us, he gave both Karis and I antibiotics for Lyme disease. And, yeah. Anyways, yeah, Lyme disease out here. They want to do a study on Lyme disease and alpha-gal in Missouri because it's theorized that Missouri has the highest disease rate for those 2 things of all the states. I walked in my front yard of the Blue House for like a minute and got a tick bite. So stupid, dude. All right, so 2 Ascended Heroes. I'm traumatized by it. If you can't tell, this is me talking from a traumatized memory, okay? Traumatized TCC. Here we are. All right. Do you still have that error, Dark Magician? I found out the error is the top right corner where it's supposed to say dark in English. It's accidentally printed in Italian. Oh, that's so cool. Yes, I do. Let me ask you a question, though, Lorenzo. Is it wrongly priced? I don't always understand the prices on those. Here we are. Thanks for explaining it. I appreciate that. Here we are. So they want to make us mentally challenged vegans. What? Is that Bill Gates conspiracy? Who knows where, you know, the alpha-gal ticks come from? Who knows if... I don't like that. I don't buy into a lot of conspiracy. I'm just not I've never been a conspiracy guy. I'm not Alex Jones. So it's never been a thing for me. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people are talking about how they think, you know, it's on purpose. They're spreading alpha-gal on purpose to reduce how much meat, you know, us losers and the nobodies. We can't allow the average population to eat meat. Let's infect them with alpha-gal to reduce carbon emissions or something like that. All right, here we go. All right. So here we are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Javier. That goes to 6. Giving 6 some nice little gem 5s. Treat my yard every year for ticks. I would do that. I would. But I read also that the pesticide used for ticks is also not good for you. So it's like, you know, it's a rock in a hard place. I think I'd like to just move to a house that has rocks instead of grass. Here's Kimiko. That's some, I mean, I do like grass, but I don't know, dude. There's got to be some solution. Yeah. I don't want to be spraying tick pesticide every year because I get 1,000 deer carrying ticks every year. It's just, nah, it's just so stupid, dude. Team Rocket Grunt, what is this? I didn't ship him? Oh, no. I didn't get him shipped. All right, we got to get that bad boy shipped. I found Team Rocket's bag sitting here. That means he never got a label. Okay, let's see. Team Rocket Grunt. Good. We're going to increase the... Didn't I ship him? It's weird. I feel like I remember writing TRG on the bottom of the label now. I wonder if I printed the label, but I just never put it into the bag. That's a lovely Ghastly. Yes, it's the same one we have on break. Allow me to show you after putting this away. I worry about ticks all the time when I'm power washing. Dude, I just can't believe that they give off such serious diseases. You know, Lyme disease, a lot of people don't understand Lyme disease. It triggers your immune system, and your immune system stays triggered even after the disease is gone. So, you know, it might give you like painful joints. It might be like a cold, might be like a flu-like symptom. But all of a sudden, after Lyme disease, you're more allergic to things. You're triggered to all kinds of allergies after Lyme disease. So I was learning about that, and it's like, damn, dude, that's so stupid. So even after Lyme disease is cured, your body is different from the Lyme disease. Your body isn't the same anymore. All right, so there it is. Beautiful Ghastly. He's 4 out of 13. He's got a ways to go. Jump in there. $40 if you want a shot. He's not super cheap. It's not wrongly priced. He was introduced in a pack that was printed into oblivion like all Yu-Gi-Oh cards are. Yeah, they do get printed a lot. All right. Let me hit print on this label. All right. So this will say TRG, and they'll say plus Naruto box. So I have to provide Miss Alexis with the box for Mr. Team Rocket Grunt because he wants to be able to sell it online. So we have to get him a nice, fresh, clean one. And then the one he has over here will be open up for being sold. All right, let me place this back here. Bro, hella long time. Hope you've been blessed, fam. It's not wrongly priced. Yo, what it do, homie? All right, so let's grab this. You ready? Who's ready? Snip number 1. Snip number 2. Kabigon over there for $125. That's the holographic Snorlax. You know, we have a pretty good variety of slabs for sale all the time. Look at this. Here's a Kabutops 9 for $100. Of course, if he was a 10, he's probably $400. Here's Eddie Brock, $200. Venom on the back. That's a chase card, I bet. Here's Raichu 9 for $75. And Pikachu from Pokemon Go for $130, surprisingly. And, poor guy. And here's Diglett Cardos for only $1,300. I feel like these two should be simultaneously listed on eBay. All right, here goes. Carkle, Ponyard, Registeel. Whoa. Okay, Registeel. I like Registeel. He's cool, man. I thought about buying the Gold Star Registeel. What do you guys think of that? Rotom, Bisharp, Groudon. Okay, cool. There's a Gold Star Registeel. I wonder if he's still for sale. I don't know if he's still for sale. Let me look it up. I'm curious. Because he was like 20,000, I think. Come on now. PSA 10 Gold Star Registeel. All right, let's take a quick look. Yep, he's still for sale. Somebody's got him for sale for like 22,000. Wow. I mean, he's cool, but he's actually Pop 74, so he's not quite as rare as other Gold Stars. Also, it's Registeel. So, I mean, he's about what he should be. Yep, it's a cool Gold Star, but not as rare as other Gold Stars, and it's Registeel. All right, let's see. I think Reg Ice is the more popular one, don't you think? I love the Gold Star Registeel. There we go. Here's Spiel. You could buy a $20,000 Registeel, or you could buy like $20,000 of something else. You know, that's why he hasn't sold yet. I could buy $20,000 of Pokemon poker cards. Just keep loading up on poker cards. All right. By the way, I just want to mention, I'm seeing huge returns from the poker cards at this point. Like, we were reviewing that the other night. I was pricing up poker cards, and I was just, like, shocked at what price they're going for these days. They're really up. And yet, at the same time, they do seem like they have so much more room to grow compared to other vintage cards from the same time period. Let's see. Here we are. Oh, yeah. There are fates. Your quote was confusing me. Life ain't perfect, but I ain't dead yet. All right, here we are. Javier. All right. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Javier keeping us busy. Hathim and Javier place an order. Who else is placing an order on this fine night? I want a new guy. We got a free one for a new guy. It's Ghastly and Charmander, both. Oh, you know what I've been doing lately? I've been posting links to the live stream in our Instagram posts. Let's do that tonight as well. Instagram has become our top performing social media, strangely enough. All right, so tonight, let's go ahead and grab this. Join us live right now. We're going to post this. And actually, I think I can only pin this in the cell phone, can't I? So I need to make this post from the cell phone from now on. But, you know, I'd like to start trying to convert some people over from Instagram. All right. Let's see. We're jumping here. We're jumping here. Whoa, what the hell? Wow, I looked at this earlier, and it had like 20,000 views. And now it's at like almost 80,000. We are getting tons of views on these videos. Look, this one's at 58,000. Jesus, dude. All right, but I'm going to go ahead and pin this one. All right, there we go. Anyway, Squeak Squad reporting in. Oh, so you want to mess with the Squeak Squad. It's Squeak. Here's Low Punny. I don't know if I'll ever get tired of doing that. It's just such a funny voice acting. Look at this Low Punny. PSA 9. It is. I'm investing in a Low Punny 9. Because if I get a Low Punny 10, she'll probably leave me. I guess. There we go. Alright. She'll take half my Pokemon cards and leave me. Alright. I'm not that caliber, you know? We're going to say poker playing Low Punny. We got a lot of booster packs for sale, guys. Check out the menu. Poker playing. No Low Punnies at all, huh? Is that right, you, for a 6 break? It could be a little 6 giveaway. I don't care. That one's pretty that one actually could probably finish. I think we've just been showering 6 in gifts, from my opinion. So playing poker. Oops. Low Punny. There just isn't one for sale. Let me check the 10s. I thought there was a 10 for sale. All right, there are 10s for sale. There's a PSA 10 of this card for $300. Whoa! And then after that, I think we put the Low Punny into the Waifu Shuffles, right, for $200. So we're going to make this Low Punny, I guess, $75. All right, much cheaper than other 9s. Very funny card. What do we have next on the queue? We got nothing on the queue. Wait, let me see if Chris Gonzalez ordered again. Chris, I thought we were close. I thought we were best friends. All right, let's rotate this. What do we got? We've got Magikarp 8. We got Tiramisu 9. Here's Sabrina's Abra 8. We got Command Tower 8. And Gengar 9. All right, cool. We got a whole row here. Now, don't forget, guys, these get posted into our Discord server in the Slabs for Sale channels. This round right here is going to be posted to the PSA 9 channel. So let's see, the channel called Nines and Lower. All right, let's go ahead and take a picture. So even when I'm not live, you can go in there and go shopping, which is why we go through all that trouble. I think that's led to quite a few sales, actually. It's a 9. I was about to send ASAP. For the, what, the low punny? Put this here. All right, good. So he just took 5 cards down. How about another 9? There's so many 9s, dude. This is Oshawott 9. PSA was really rough with this submission, man. They're just like 9, 9, 9, 9, 9. You get a 9, cheese gets a 9, honey. All right. Oshawott. Oops, come on now. Oshawott. Did I spell the name wrong? Is it 1 T? I can't find him. I wonder what PSA's price guide on this card would be. Okay, let's see. Oops, we'll grab that. Let's see what PSA is saying on this card. PSA is saying, well, I think I really low estimate. I don't know about that. Okay. I'm gonna make Oshawott $45. There he is. He's so cute. All right. We have an order for Mr. Javier. Javier, 2 live customs. You got it, man. 2 live. Set that there. We got 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. All right, 2 live. The live customs are completely filled. Here's Chandelure. And here's Dust Noir. Ah, man, too cold. Live customs this time. Sorry, man. All right. Oh, the gym break is almost completed. Not the gym break. The gym break tournament. That's why I should say. The gym break tournament is almost completed. Did you guys know that? Here's a Pikachu. Now, this Pikachu is a pretty strong card. I think he could be held for a break. Of course, we got to be careful about what we put up on the table because we already have some breaks. We've got this Ghastly, and we've got this Rare Candy, and we've got this Trade Slab, which I forget about sometimes. This Trico's a really weird Trade Slab. He's actually a $300 card, and so it's a 1 in 60. Your odds are just terrible. But as usual, you can trade in junk cards to get in here, or you can just buy a spot for $5. You could end up with a $300 Trico. All right, what do we got? I like how the odds are just really clear. They're really obvious. You physically get to see it work out in front of your eyes. That's not true with a lot of mystery packs. All right, we have a big order from Mr. Tam. Please keep both Freerin boosters sealed. Rip all one piece. All right, so I see you've ordered 24 packs of Freerin, and you're wanting to keep the Freerin packs sealed. Is that what you're saying? I think what you're saying is both booster boxes sealed. That's what you're saying. So you want 2 sealed boxes of Freerin. I could probably work that out with you. Let me go grab them. Just remember, when they ship out, it's probably going to make your shipping a little heavier, but that's all right. All right, I'm going to go grab these. All right, here we are. So, here they are. Hold on, give me a second here. All right. Cool. Very nice. So these are yours. And we need to have some way to know that they're yours, because I'll send them down to Miss Alexis for the shipping area. So here's what I'll do. I'll put a sticker on them, but I'm going to weaken the strength of the sticker. Okay, so I'll put it on my hand like that. Just set it right there. And these will peel right off. They won't leave any residue. Whenever you ship, you'll need to mention that you have these, okay? You'll need to mention that so that we can calculate the weight. Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Mr. Tam. That's a pretty big order. Tam, back when this set came out, I must have sold like 6 cases of this. It was selling so fast, it was insane. And then what happened with this case, I lost this case. It was like hidden in my receiving area, and I ran into it like years later, and I'm like, oh my God, is this any good? I looked it up. The price of it had exploded. Over time, the price of this had gone way up. So I listed it for sale again, but no one was really buying it because of the higher, purchase price. You know, the buy-in was higher than it used to be. And so it's this really nice, unsearched case of Freerin. And it's first edition, just quality product. And you're getting 2 boxes of it. So I'll go put this on the shipping stand. All right. I got a table where all the shipping goes. Whoa. I don't want to trip. That's a big order, guys. I think the set is underappreciated. Now you can clone Mr. You got some of his DNA. All right, so 1 piece PRB2. So it looks like you've ordered 2 boxes and a loose booster pack. Ooh, okay. I have to stand up for that order and go looking for that, okay? I'll be back. Yeah. Was it Hathim who really liked the Spoodermans? Because that appears to be another box of the Spoodermans. All right. Whew. Did I mark Spider-Man as sold out? I don't think I did I? Let's see. Spider-Man. Nope. Not sold out. There it is. Darn, he was here earlier. I don't know if he's still here. Let's see if I can find him on Discord. I'll tell him directly. Is he just going by Hathim in Discord? That would be so easy. Let's see. No. All right. I'll just have to tell him next time I see him. All right, so I'll put these back here. And then we need 1 loose pack, right? So here's a loose pack. Good. I need a clone of myself, man. I got no babies yet. Yes. All right. There we go. I'm feeling older. There you go. Wazaza, says Mr. Siesman. Hey, what's up, Siesman? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, good. Just got done door dashing. Not a bad side gig. It was fun. Made $120 in 4 hours. You know, as crazy as it sounds, I have thought about doing DoorDash myself, even though I totally do not even slightly need to. But it's because I have nothing to do. Like when I'm not working with you guys, like let's say I'm not working on orders. I'm not working on the stream. I'm not making content. I'm not working on a submission. Let's say I'm just doing pure free time. sometimes I just sit there and watch TV and it's like, man, I should be doing something. And so I've thought about maybe trying DoorDash just so that maybe like Karis and I could drive around together and just see people's homes. As crazy as that sounds. Just to see people's homes. All right, 21 right there. You ready? And I don't think I would really make any meaningful amount of money. In fact, I think the money will mostly just pay down the depreciation on my Toyota. So it's not even a good idea from a depreciation aspect. There we are. But man, it gets so boring out here, and playing video games and watching TV really isn't, it's not enough for me. I gotta be working. There we are. Work makes me happy. It's because work is not just about like lifting a box from point A and setting it down on point B. Work is like productivity. You know, I like building stuff. I like building stuff a lot. It makes me feel good. That's almost how I have fun. Just making stuff, building stuff. And sometimes what you're building is a big ball of money. That's something too. You can make that. It's a big resource, big ball of money. Can blast the music podcast. I went toward my side of town, which has some really nice properties I've never seen. Yeah, exactly. It's almost like a little bit of an adventure in some regard. That is, if you don't have to do it. If you have to do it to survive, then it becomes more, more like a chore. Downside of door dashing is wear and tear on your card. Mister, you hate driving and complain you need rest or exercise, don't you? I was thinking of that in HCC. Are you ready? Here goes. Listen, I'm just saying, it gets so boring out here in Lake of the Ozarks for me that I start to think, what more kinds of work can I do? What can I do to be productive again? So what tempts me is two things. Getting out there, seeing places I would never go. Seeing what people order even. Like just going to the restaurants and seeing what people order. Just exploring, So DoorDash, despite being a job, has some elements to it that involve a little bit of exploration. And then I could just quit whenever I want, I assume. I don't think they can make me do it forever. So it'd be fun to do it for like a little limited time, But it's not about the money. It's really not. We are. All right. You can track mileage. I live in Alaska. Anchorage is such a small city. Oh, here we are. All right. Maybe I could do Uber and give people like rides places and just talk to people. Be like, hey, what's up? Oh, nothing much. I'm your Uber driver with like $1 million of Pokemon cards. How's it going? It is. Oh, that's a new thing, by the way. If you guys ever want me to, you can pay $3 and I'll put $600,000 of Pokemon cards up in the background of the table for whatever you're doing. Maybe you just want to see them. Maybe you want to have them in the background for your order, whatever you want. But I'm going to keep that next to me and you can change the background of the table for fun for $3. Here it is. Here's this. Very good. Is that the order? They wanted it sealed? Yes. Be a Pokemon stalker at Walmart. Now that would be evil. I shouldn't have access to that. You got a Gold Dawn. Who is this? I don't know what Gold Dawn is that. Is that tomato? All right, here's the SR. The horns make me think it's her, but otherwise I don't know. Okay, here's Hawk Dracule or something. Mihawk. It's Mihawk. There you go. Set up a card shop in your car when you Uber. Here we are. Yeah, I stay pretty cooped up in this house, and having some reason to go out and drive places, it sounds fun. As crazy, it may sound very crazy, but I miss my old jobs. I miss like working for Coca-Cola. Have you guys ever had a job and it wasn't even a good job, but you miss it? That's me. I miss Coca-Cola. I miss driving all over St. Louis, seeing new places, going into grocery stores I've never ever heard of before. Even just stocking the shelves was kind of fun, just kind of stand there and fill the shelf. It's like a little productivity thing, Now you play, Coca-Cola vendor simulator on your Xbox, but you just do it sitting down, and it's not the real thing. So, just... All right. Oh, what do we got? Something's like, oh, yeah. That looks nice, man. Look at that, everybody. What am I looking at? Whoa, that's Ace. Some kind of specially Ace card. What is this? That looks cool as heck. Shank's Event. Wow. Let me get you a top loader for that one. That looks so nice. Who can tell us about the value of this card? Oh, yeah. Alt art. Okay, it's an ace alt art. That's a good looking alt art, man. All right. All right, here's some halos. I worked as the front-end manager at Target. I had an older sister who did that for years. She had so many friends doing that job. Loved it so much, but at the time didn't pay as much as other jobs. Do you think the tag and PSA lower grading will open back up before the end of the year? I don't know. The real question is, who can we replace them with? Okay, so like, okay, I can send my cards to CGC, obviously, right? I can send my cards to SGC. I can send my cards to BGS. What's after those 4 companies, do you guys think? Does anyone know? Like, are there any numbers that tell us which card grader has the biggest company after those big 4? Is it AGS? Is it, I don't know who it is. Who's the 5th largest grading company is my question. Okay. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. Is it actually Father's Day? Yeah. Wow, those days just go by. Oh, he's got another pull. What has he got? Oh, yeah. We got an embossed Trafalgar Law. That's cool, man. All right. Probably ace grading. There we go. You think it's ace grading and not AGS? All right. And here's some of these. SP Law. And now here's... This is fun. I feel like we haven't been opening up One Piece as heavy as we once did. One Piece actually used to be a lot cheaper. It got much more expensive at some point. There we are. TCC grading is next in line. Yeah. TCC grading hasn't graded any cards this week or like this year. All right, we got this guy in the jacket. I'll go to jacket. Ace grading is quite popular. Here's Sable. All right. Okay, here's Cloud. I don't remember his name. Here's that. I always forget that guy's name. I wonder why. Always forget his name. The kicking guy's name. He's like a main character. Roronoa Zoro. So I remember his name. Okay. And here's red-haired guy with blue water flames. Very good. That's going to be it. All your hot pulls are here. So let's go over your pulls again. We got a big stack of hollows. I don't know if you want them. Some people donate those. We got a big stack of SRs. Okay, so a bunch of SRs there. Very cute. Okay. Usually people do keep these. And then here are your real hits. So we got Sanji. So Sanji sounds like a girl's name. Here's Trafalgar Law. Here's Hatman. The Shanks event alternative art or whatever they said it was. Here's your Gold Dawn Yamato. Huh, you got 2 of these. Here's Roronoa Zoro, and here's a Luffy. Oh, I love that character. He's my favorite one. It's Luffy. 500 to 600 for a Shanks in a 10. Wow. That's fantastic. That's going to definitely take care of this order for you. All right, cool, man. Let's find your bag over here. Grab this. Ah, Mr. Tam. Making a splash recently. Now, you've got a lot of hollows here. So let's just dump all those in here. Looks like you have an unopened booster pack. English is 700. Wow. Man. So Tam's got 2 bags. Women like men who have 2 bags. You know what I'm saying? I go, damn, this guy's got 2 bags. He's got to have something good going for him. He's got 2 of them. You know? Ladies notice when you have 2 bags, guys. There we go. They go, are those your 2 bags? You say, yeah. Would you like to go out for coffee sometime? I'm actually free for that coffee date now. There we go. All right. It's a bad internet reference. Very, very big Mr. Tam order. Was that all of it? Did I miss any of it? Nope, that was going to be all of it. Thank you for that. Whew. Who's next? We have an order from Mr. Hathim, he says 3 ascended. Mr. Hathim, take a look at this. Look what I found. Now, to get that ascended, I'm going to have to find a new case of the ascended. Yes, yes. Pop this in here. I was indoors when I got bit by a tick. You were indoors and you got bit by a tick. Tell me about it. So I actually have a story. I was sitting in this chair and I felt a tick crawling on me. This was like 2 years ago. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, where did this tick come from? I didn't go outside. So I don't know how the tick got indoors all the way to this chair. It never made sense to me. I told myself it had to have been like, maybe he was already on my foot from somewhere, you know, but I just hadn't been outside and it was totally baffling. Ticks can get inside and live inside, huh? There are 25 days to go until I know if I'm a die or not. Dang, dude. That sucks, man. All right. So take a look at that. Beautiful Spider-Mans were not sold out. We had more of them. But it is my job to go get you some of these Ascended Heroes. Now, if you guys wait here for a moment, I'm going to go get some Ascended, all right? There's a nice Gengar 9 for sale. It's on consignment. Here's a nice Bubblegum Mickey for sale, $200. Here's a Voltorb 8 for sale, $75. And here is a Crimp Snorlax error card. I'm going to get the box. I might also get a drink, too. I need a drink. All right. All right. Whew. Let me have a sip of this. Good. Ooh, that tasted terrible, man. Okay. Haven't been buying Pokemon. What? Okay. Throwing that away. Grabbing this. We got 1, 2, and 3. Yes, the U.S. is banning cannabis seeds. What? All right. Give me a second here. All right. Mister, I was at a show today and dude upped his offer on my Gengar from 34 to 37K. Still told him no. Nice. You are? You're pokey rich, Mr. NHCC. There we go. Throwing this away. Here's Tangela, Togekiss. Here's Badiou, Mega Frostlass. Whoa, Mega Frostlass. And here's Mega Scrafty. All right, Mega Scrafty. He's so scrafty. Okay, grabbing all these. Mr. Thin with an H. Let's grab your bag. Is it time to get a Mr. Thin bag yet? Getting close. Unless you're in a legal state that sells them, you can no longer order them online. Oh. I'm in Missouri. They legalized it over here. Weed. They legalized weed and cannabis depots opened everywhere overnight. They're like, we got it. We got weed. You smell it every now and then when you're out at like a park or something like that. You'll smell weed. It's like, oh, you are. So here's Miracle Flary. Not Miracle Flary. It's really interesting that some states still have it banned, and then some states have had it legal for like a while. Isn't that weird? Like, okay, obviously the states that have legalized it are not falling to pieces because of weed overdosing, or like, oh, my husband was a hard worker and then he started weed and now he's destroyed his whole life. You know what I mean? So it's definitely in the similar category as alcohol. Probably not even as bad as alcohol. Like, alcohol is pretty tough for you, right? And it's still illegal. Very interesting that the laws hold on like that, you know? I'm going to take a picture of this because I can't find it. Boy, I got an old phone. I need to get rid of this phone. Oh, here it is. I found this. Okay. So, set that there. So that's a PSA 10. How about a PSA 9? Okay, so the problem is there are no 9s for sale, only 10s for sale. Most PSA 10s are around $300, and no, they're around over $400. So they're all over $400. When you take a look at the Japanese shipping, they often want to ship them for a lot of money. So I know this isn't going to sell, but we're going to set it up for $190, I guess. Weiss Schwarz Nikkei Miracle Fairy. Of all the things that'll kill you, imagine overworking yourself to death. Yeah, I don't feel like my category of work is going to kill me. There's probably some jobs that can kill you. I just sell Pokemon cards. I mean, it's it's almost... Actually, I'll tell you what's dangerous about my job. My fat butt sitting around too long. That's probably going to kill me. So maybe it's dangerous in that way. Joseph Smith, 1 Poke Shuffle Snipe, 1 Triplet Beat. All right. Or maybe my wife will take me out and claim all my Pokemon cards as her own. Dude, if she did that, if she found some way to get rid of me, she would just inherit, I guess, like $1 million or $2 million of Pokemon cards, and she could just sell them all on eBay tomorrow and retire. She'd just be done. I gotta watch my back, guys. There. I put a target on my back. If I could just get my husband out of the picture. That makes me think of the woman that she just killed her husband not too long ago. One cold one. Sorry, Mr. Joseph. She just killed her husband, and she was the woman who wrote the children's story. You guys know what I'm talking about? She wrote a children's story about it. I'm sure Karis loves you unconditionally. Yeah, I don't know if that's true for any real relationship. If anyone truly loves you unconditionally, that's more like worship. We are. Let's see. Oh, everybody wants unconditional love because it's almost like a fantasy. It's almost like being worshipped, isn't it? The truth is, most relationships have lots of conditions. Like, for example, you're not allowed to cheat on each other, you know, unless that's, you know, your thing. You're not allowed to cheat on each other. You're not allowed to punch holes in the wall, maybe. You know what I mean? Like, there's conditions for sure. You're not allowed to spend the family money until you're squandered and broke. You're not allowed to hide dead bodies in the basement, right? Those are conditions. And if you break those conditions, that person's going to leave you. They're going to be like, I'm out of here. You got a bunch of dead bodies in the basement. I don't feel safe. You punch too many holes in the wall. You've got too many Pokemon cards. Joseph Smith. Wait, you're up top, right? There we go. So relationships are actually, they're almost like they're defined. The parameters of a relationship are defined by the fact that there are conditions. Like, it's just going to be me and you, baby. No one else. Exclusive. That's a condition. And if you break that condition, the relationship is over. Now, unconditional love, they're always telling you, you get that from like God or whatever, right? Again, it's because it's a little bit of a fantasy. Everybody wants this thing called unconditional love. Just doesn't exist, though. Look at this. Gurky. Ooh. Pokemon Center Gurky. What do I do with this cute little guy? I got this as a gift. Probably from a vendor. Is that dirt? Don't be dirty. Where would you even get this from? I guess maybe the shipping box. I'm sure it washes off. Anyways, I got this Grookie a while back for free, and I never did anything with it. I'll take that, Grookie. Mister, you know what HH means? Hunting horn? I think it means hunting horn. There you go. I should put the Grookie in the Poke Shuffles. Gifted to 6. Let me take a picture of it, because I might put it in the Poke Shuffles. And then if you pull it and you don't want it, you can definitely still give it to 6. All right, I'm going to take a picture of this. Honestly, I don't know. I'm seeing multiple prices on it, from cheap to expensive. I have one with the tag still attached. Yeah, see, this one doesn't have the tag attached, or it's a very different tag. Ooh, I'm confused. Yeah, I'm not sure. This guy's only asking $20 for his, but I don't know if we have the same one. I don't know how it works. It's hot honey. That's right. Finally, a real chase card. Let's hit refresh and see what's going on over here. Everyone has a god hole. I filled mine with Pokemon. Here's Miss 6. Did you just say you filled a hole? All right. I filled my hole up. Here's Gem 5. There we go. All right. Good. Oh.
Hot honey, hot honey, hot honey. Would you like some hot honey pizza? We got hot honey burritos.
Try our new hot honey wings. Now, barbecue sauce with hot honey. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is. Ooh, yeah. Man, I need that Captain Poopachoo. He's in this set, and it's selling fast. If we get through this second case fast enough, I'm going to trigger a restock on that. Gem 5. Gem 5 is good because it's only $4 a pack. There are a lot of modern sets. The packs are just like really expensive. All right, so people are opening whole boxes of this, pulling a lot of cards out. Here we... Oh, so like that right there. Little Master Ball Pikachu. That's nice, right?
Hot honey, hot honey, hot honey. You want hot honey on that? There you go.
6. You got 1 Captain Pikachu. I'm sorry, 6. Boop boop ba doo ba doo boop boop ba doo. Do 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 do. All right. I need that Pikachu. Pikachu, I choose you. You want hot honey, huh? Hey, honey, you want some hot honey? All right, I'm not seeing any new orders. We have an empty queue. We have 37 watchers on a Saturday night. What's up with that, guys? Wow, man. That's like barely anybody. Wow, 37. That's low. That is a low number. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to close this. I'm going to go over here. And I'm just going to go play some Radiohead now. I'm just going to play my music. I'm just kidding. Let's see. We just must not be selling the thing everyone wants. All right, I tell you guys what. Let's reverse that. I'm getting out base set Pokemon, and I'm selling the packs for $3 each. Hey, what's up, Miss Alexandra? Mister, am I ever going to get my Merlin Hollow Jesse back from PSA's November sub? CS gifted it to me. I mean, I presume. Yeah, I mean, whenever it comes back. Just a slow Pokemon night, huh? It's all good. So we'll hang out. We'll keep pricing up these beautiful slabs. Let's grab this Nado Queen. Look at this, guys. Ooh. Lovely. Crazy, did did base set Japanese box breaks back in the day. We did one. Yeah, we did one box break, and I think the booster packs were like $75. And I remember all the outrage. Actually, I can hold on. I can determine what I actually, because the whole box was 14,000, right? Divided by 60. Oops, damn it. Hold on, let me try that again. Divided by 30. Oh, no, by 60. Oh, no. They were not $75 a pack. I might have back then, I might have been selling them for around $350. I'm complaining 24/7. I'm thinking of the life costumes. Maybe give them a try. They're a lot of fun. They're just a fun way to try and obtain a card. You can always open up a booster pack, and then if you open up, you know, like a regular booster pack, like Perfect Order or something, if you pull a hit card, you can send it out to grade. But the live customs are already graded cards, so that's why they're exciting. All right, here's Not a Queen. God, this card looks fantastic. Doesn't that look good? All right, so we are going to have PSA 10, Naido Queen playing poker. Oh my gosh, I watched such an annoying video today. I was watching a woman. She looked like she was like maybe like 40 years old, and she's like smirking at cops through her window, and they're like, you have to open this window or we're going to break it open and drag you out of your car. And she's like, well, actually you can't do that because I did not break the law. I was traveling. It's another sovereign citizen traveling video. I run into those so often, probably because the algorithm knows I eat them up, man. I love those videos. I watch all of them. All right, is this accurate? Hold on, let me see this. So there's somebody selling one of these for pretty cheap. They're selling it for just about $80. So I'm going to mark this as 80, but then I'm actually going to go put it in the Poke Shuffles because that's a great Poke Shuffle. Poker card under $100. That's great. I just want my red-headed waifu. Just sent in October, but up in Discord in November. All right. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, obviously PSA has not returned the orders from oldest to newest. They're not doing that. I don't know how they decide what gets sent back. Maybe they have like a computer that analyzes like which ones will be done fastest or something. I don't know how they choose, but they do not actually grade them in order. And that's how they did it back then too. So like back in the day, like 4 years ago, we would send in orders and they would get a really bad bottleneck, and then they wouldn't pick our oldest orders and send them back. Sometimes they'd send back our most recent orders. And it was like so annoying. It was like, what are you doing, PSA? PSA, we've been waiting for this other one for a long time. Come on, PSA, take care of us. All right, who's next? We have an order from Miss Six. They roll 1,000-sided die, something like that. Oh, listen to that music. I'm going to skip that music. There we go. All right. Who knows, man? She says 8 of the gem 5s. Pika. All right, you got it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There it goes. It's either they put it somewhere, it got forgotten, or someone got fired while getting work on LMAO. Now that did happen. That did happen with BGS, and I thought that was actually a pretty rare occurrence. So because I've graded a lot and I've never heard that one before, but they said the guy working on our BGS submission got fired partway through, or he quit or something. So and then they finally did finish that one, but yeah, that one got really old. All right. I have a lot of patience with these things. I just keep sending cards out, and I don't think about when they're going to come back, and then one day they do, and it's just like, sweet. All right. Ready? We got Horsey. Ooh, look at that Horsey. Oops. Here's a Master Ball, a Braviary, A Jiltic. Ooh. You gotta know it's more than 6 months for that one. Sad. Yeah. Well, never forget, back in their last bottleneck, the wait time got over a year. And I think the oldest one was a year and a half. And TCA Gaming Experience. What? Wow, there it is. Excuse me. Ooh, Captain Pikachu, I choose you. All right, Miss Six, you did very well. Here we are. How nice. Mamma mia. So this is the second coolest pull of the night. The first one was the Ace alternative art, and now we've got Captain Pikachu. So cool. All right. Ooh, we got a little Chinsey. Screaming, peeing, what? Here we are. And it's nice when you actually get the thing you're trying to open, isn't it? All right. But the November-October sub was before the whole delaying and canceling of the subs. Right, of course. But they were, you know, that's how it worked last time, too. The way it worked is you started sending into them, and then very quietly, they keep extending the wait times. They're like, all right, okay. And then all of a sudden, they just come out and they announce, they're like, you know what? We're starting to get so many cards that we're shutting down grading. So that's exactly how it worked last time, too. It's like all of a sudden, you were having these really weirdly long wait times. And it was just a really bad thing. Six, you've done pretty well, I'd say. Look at this, Six. Captain Pikachu and Umbreon. So she opens a lot of cards, but look, she gets something for it. Very nice. To the Pokemon opener goes the spoils. Set this over here. I'm gonna create a separate bag for all these hollows. Chinese sets are nice. Yeah, they're cool, man. Six goes, I'm gonna be a father. Didn't they cancel that? They canceled the Last of Us. Is that the name of it? I think that's the name of it. Boy, I sure liked the first season of that. That show was fun to watch. The first season was great with Pedro Pascal as the actor, and then second season, they kill him off right away, and it's just so boring afterwards. It's like, yawn. Next. Next show. I could barely finish that show. He was basically carrying it in the first season because the dynamic is so fun, and I feel like a lot of stories copied that, dad, daughter dynamic. All right. Doobie-doobie-doo, doobie-doobie-doo, doobie-doobie-doo. I'm hitting refresh. No more Vegas trip 6. There are no orders in the queue. It is empty. There are no orders. No mas. Here's Zapdos. Zap, 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 zap. What is the other shuffle? The other shuffle works exactly like the Poke Shuffle. You can buy 10, get 1 free, but it does not contain Pokemon cards. Instead, it contains everything that isn't Pokemon. So this could be like Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, One Piece, Final Fantasy could be in there, and just anything in between, like Magic the Gathering. Yeah, we get all kinds of interesting stuff in there. Zapdos 070. Oops. This says purchase bonus Asia on it. Isn't that funny? Not to be confused with GameStop. Let's say Asia. There it goes. I want the cheapest one. And it does not have anything on it. All right. Let's try getting rid of the word Asia this time and see where it goes. I can't find it. A lot of GameStop stamped ones. EB Games? Wait, EB Games had a release for this? EB Games exclusive Zapdos? That's so weird. We can check sold, maybe. Finding the price for this one is a pain in the butt. Zapdos Asia. How about that? Zapdos Asia. Ah, here we go. Okay, Zapdos Asia. That's the trick. You got to type in Zapdos Asia. And $100. Wow. I'm not surprised, though, because the 10 of this is pretty expensive as well. EB Games is still a thing in Canada, Australia, so it's always a promo then. Very, very, very weird. Here we are. So strange that Australia has like a Kmart, too. Isn't that strange, guys? Next is going to be like, oh, yeah, and Blockbuster. This is a $100 card. All right. You been to the movies lately, mister? I know there's a new Toy Story. You got a friend in me. I don't know if I'm going to watch it. Karis doesn't like scary movies, but I bet if I told her I'll take her to the movie theaters, she would go watch it. Sadly, she likes movies a lot, and I hate them. I almost never watch movies. So I watch TV shows, though. I like TV show series. But, you know, I can be convinced to watch a movie. It's such a commitment. It's like you got to sit there. You got to sit still for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, and you're just like, what am I doing here? And everything's so slow. You know, one of the worst parts about watching a movie? You cannot hit the fast forward button on boring parts. That's the worst part. You just have to sit there and take the whole thing the whole time. Blah, 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 blah. Plot this, plot that. Somehow, Palpatine returned. Zing! Mister, do you have Pokemon cards from your youth? When I was young, I had the best Pokemon card collection in my neighborhood. My whole neighborhood went absolutely crazy wild for Pokemon, and there were so many children. Everyone had like 3 or 4 children or more. My family had like 7 children at that point. Huge neighborhood, 20 kids on the street. Everyone was buying booster packs. Everyone knew the card shop. Everyone had the Game Boy, except for me. Everyone had the Game Boy game. And everyone just started going real crazy for Pokemon for a while. And then as time went by, everyone got bored except for me and a couple kids who were more dedicated to it. So over time, we started trading away all the good cards from the kids who got bored. So kids got bored. They gave up their good ones. Oh, wait a second. How can this one be 100 and this one's 150? Let's fix that. So we'll make them both 100. So some kids got bored, and it was really easy to get their cards from them. They were motivated sellers. And so that was a big learning thing for me when I was younger. I think it still works that way today, you know. When people get bored with it, that's when they make a mistake and they sell it for too little. All right. And so by the end of the Neo era, I had one of the most fantastic Pokemon card collections. I had these big binders, and then I had little binder too with the very finest pulls in it. And it was just so impressive to flip through it. It was like, whoa, dude. Just all the hits, all the neighborhood kids had gathered over time, basically all filtered into one folder. And then around the time I got my Shining Kabutops, that was about the end for me. It was just me and one other kid left, me and Vincent. He had a Shining Celebi. I had a Shining Kabutops. And I wanted a Shining Tyranitar, which I have now, but we just we stopped. We were like, all right, well, you know, literally no one else is getting into this, so we might as well stop. We have an empty queue. Do you still have them? No. When I turned 17, I ran away from home pretty dramatically, and I never returned. Ooh, spooky story. So I haven't seen my family in like 20 years. And I didn't bring my Pokemon cards with me. I basically grabbed a few items and disappeared. That was it. Like in a minute, in a blink, I disappeared. So I grabbed like my wallet, and I grabbed some very private writings, and I grabbed some clothing and a couple wood-turned items too. But I couldn't carry everything out with me. I just couldn't. It was too much. So the Pokemon cards were one of the very nice things that I left behind. And I wish I had not. My gosh, I wish I hadn't left them behind. But I left in a span of minutes, and I only had that much time to grab what I wanted. What finally drove you to leave? It was a pretty bad family. A lot of violence. Too small of a home for too many children. Too much poverty. There was a lot of bad stuff going on. It was a bad house. And none of the kids even liked each other. So it's like the parents were bad, the kids were bad. And when I left, it was depressing, but it was relieving. It was very relieving. It was like, oh, thank heavens. Could you imagine being crammed in a bedroom with 5 brothers all living in one bedroom, and you can't stand each other? You're fighting. You're fighting like every night. And then you go from that to just never having to see anybody again, and it was pretty nice. It was nice. I bummed outside for a while. Basically, I slept outside in the summertime for a very brief time. It wasn't like a long time, but I got to learn what that felt like. It's pretty bad. And, you don't really even sleep. And then I was applying for jobs at the library. So I just stayed right next to, I've told this story so many times on this channel. I stayed right next to the local library. This was in St. Peters, Missouri. Just a small town. It's a nice little place now. But there was a little library. I remember it wasn't very large. It had an odd design. And they had the internet. And I didn't have a cell phone. Well, I did, but it was like just the smallest, most unhelpful little flip phone. No, it was like a little BlackBerry. I'm sorry. My sisters had flip phones. I had one of my sister's leftover phones. It was like a BlackBerry type phone. But yet it wasn't a BlackBerry. It was like some off-brand thing from Walmart. And I used that phone for so many years. And the truth is I never really used it at all. It just didn't do anything for me. But so I went to the library, and there I applied every single day for jobs until I had a job. And my job was Target. I got a job at Target. That was where I got my first job. There. So I started working at Target and applied right away. The moment I had that job, the moment I had income, I applied for an apartment. And the apartment, which was a very ratty, sort of like, yeah, you can do drugs here, kind of apartment complex. I ran off and applied for a studio apartment right away. And there I was working for Target, living in a ratty studio apartment in a bad part of town. And I was riding a bike to work every day. And since the work began at like 4 a.m., I would be riding my bike in the dark in the summertime. No, by this point, it was about October. So I still remember that. And, yep, I was riding my bike. It was still pretty warm in September and October time period. So I'd be riding my bike off to Target at 4 a.m. in the morning to work for them, to start doing the shelves and all that. We are. Pretty exciting time. Started meeting people right away. It really helped meeting new people. It was very nice. What I discovered is, yes, my family was very crazy. And most people in the world are actually way nicer. Let's see. Do you have contact with your brothers and sisters? So I have one older sister who I talk to on occasion, and I'll be like, who's dead? But no one's ever dead. So, but she and I don't talk very extensively. It's sort of like a very casual conversation. I'll ask for news, basically. Here's Miss, oh, I'm sorry. Wait a second. We have to hit refresh. We have a new order in the queue. My first apartment was in the hood. My neighbor unalived his wife. Ooh. Do you wish they are dead? No, I don't wish that at all. That's pretty extreme. No, I had to be free. I had to be free of them. I had to escape. There's probably some book written about some guy who needed to escape his situation too. It's a thing that happens. Here's Robert Wright. Can I have your honest opinion on collecting PSA 1s of big cards? I'll never be able to afford the 10s of the big cards. Do you think PSA 1s are better and hold a bigger value than PSA 2 to 5? Nowadays I get a lot of questions like this in Instagram, and I get it in Discord a lot too, where people will come up to me and ask me for like straight up like investment advice. And man, I just get a ton of questions like those. I really do. I think PSA 1s can definitely go up in price. They're a bit strange because they can be more expensive than the PSA 2s and the PSA 3s. So that's strange. Other than that, it better be for a very special card like a Gold Star, Legendary Collection. I think it works. It's not going to work for like like if you graded this card here and it was PSA 1, that's not going to go up. So, this, it's not rocket science necessarily. Let's see. This is why I became Mr.'s cola trainer. But Mr., now you're a billionaire. Don't they call you for money now or something? I suspect one or two of them might have figured out that I've done very well with Pokemon cards. They never ask me for money. And there's probably a good reason for that. It's because I have almost not talked to them at all in 20 years. So I left about 20 years ago. And in that time, I've said hi to one or two of the siblings, not all of them, but a couple of them. Like, for example, the very youngest sibling actually found me on TikTok. I'm gonna take a picture of this. She found me on TikTok, and she was like turning 18 or something like that. And she's like, "So who are you?" Because she didn't even know me. Because when I left, she was so young, she doesn't really have memories of me. How crazy is that? Imagine having such a age gap between you and your oldest brother. You don't, and he left when you were just a baby, basically, that you don't even know who he is. So, I kind of usually if I meet one of the younger kids online or they message me on Facebook or something, I just tell them my side of the story of what happened, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, mom's crazy" or something like that, and that's about it. Dang, those Mews are looking nice. They're for sale. They're posted now in the Nines channel in our Discord server. Okay. When do you sell Pokemon investment course? Haha. I know. I probably ought to. I ought to write a little book and sell it for like $5 or something. I don't know. I have AI write a book and I just put my name on it. No, I'm just kidding. I'll write a dense book about my Pokemon card experiences. Ooh, look at this Gengar. Very nice. All right. How I went from 0 to Pokemon Poke Rich. Ooh, another one of the Gengars. Didn't I price one of these? I swear I priced one of these. No, I know what it is. I got one back from PSA. That's what it is. Hold on. So I got some slabs back from PSA from the vault to sell here on the table because I don't want to run out of slabs. So I've officially graded 2 Merlin sticker Gengars, and neither of them graded 10. Phooey. But these are Gengars, and look, this one's from 1999, and this one's from 2000. Pretty neat, right? Yeah, it was pretty tough, man. It was really tough. I was determined not to go crawling back on my hands and knees to my parents, right? Because I think there's something about that would have just been worse than just like shooting myself in the head, literally. So I had to survive. I had to make it. And I just worked like mad, dude. I worked so hard. And it wasn't even difficult, to be honest, because when we were kids, my parents worked us so hard anyways, that when I got to like Target, I was just doing my best, putting the most effort, using up a lot of energy. And they're like, "Wow, you're doing so good." I was like, "Yeah, yeah, I'm doing good. Give me more hours." And here we are. So they liked me a lot over there. And I couldn't have anything go wrong. And I bought my first car. It was a little green Honda Civic, and it was a Civic Sport or something like that, like a Civic Coupe or I don't remember. But the guy asked me, he said, do you drive manual? And I said, sure, because I had no clue what he was talking about, and I just needed a car really badly. And so I meet him to test drive the vehicle in a parking lot next to a sex shop of all things, a sex shop called Priscilla's. And I climb into the vehicle, and he lets me into the driver's seat to test drive it. I've never purchased a vehicle before, so I've got no clue what I'm doing. Like, I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll test drive it, of course. That's the thing that you do when you're shopping for cars, is you test drive it. I climb in, and I fail to understand that there's a third pedal, and it just, boom, it just shuts off instantly. And he's like, "Oh, you don't know how to drive manual transmission." I'm like, "Nope, I don't know how to drive it." So he actually teaches me right then and there how to drive manual. And that's when I learn. I learned from this stranger who's hoping to sell me his Honda Civic. And I go on to buy it. I actually buy the Honda Civic from him. I'm going to do 65 on this one. This one's from Merlin too. It's a little older. Not a little older, but it's a little more rare. Some cheap Gengars, maybe too cheap. 60 and 65. But so that was it. And then I remember this. So he had me fill out some paperwork. I give him a bunch of cash that I save up, and now it's mine. And I'd never gotten license plates before. I'd never registered a vehicle before. I'd never paid property taxes before on a vehicle. I didn't know any of that stuff because I was so young. And the first time I drove it out of the parking lot to go to Target, it died on me in the middle of the road because I was so unskilled at driving manual transmission cars. I just didn't know what I was doing. I was so bad at it, and it stalled and died right in the middle of the road with like plenty of traffic, and it was just so terrifying. I was like, what am I doing? What did I do wrong? Here's Mr. Robert. Thank you for your advice. This country is lovely. I'm here for the World Cup. You're here for the World Cup. Ah, that's very cool, Mr. Robert. Yes, a lot of people from Europe are here for the World Cup. We drank Dallas Dry. The food here is amazing. Robert, I'm about 6 hours away from where you're at, if you're in Dallas, because I actually visited Dallas this year, or was it the end of last year? It was the end of last year. Yeah, Dallas. I'm about 6 hours away from that. Dallas is pretty hot. So you are experiencing a very hot place in America. Here's Miss Six. She says, pre-grade the Pikachu and one ascended. This stream brought to you by Miss Six. In real life stream with Mr. Robert. What a nice guy. Have you seen the TikToks of tourists for the World Cup? Yeah, it's really fun, actually. All right, here we go. Very nice. That little green car is where I would get to drive my first girlfriend. By the way, it's very easy to have a girlfriend if you have your own apartment and your own vehicle, right? So I had not really dated girls before that point. I was homeschooled. I was Catholic. I was in a big family, and it just didn't have the opportunity. You didn't have the privacy. Like, what am I going to do? Invite this girl over to, like, my 11 siblings, and we're all sardines in a tin can? You know what I mean? So no privacy. Lots of teasing, you know. But also, you know, it was weird. So late into my relationship with my family as a young adult, I was so bitter toward them. I could tell they wanted me to date. And something about that made me, like, angry. Almost like, you don't get to see that. You know, so when I was younger, there were girls who were very much interested in me. But I didn't do anything about it because I wasn't going to let my family enjoy seeing me in a relationship. So strange. It's like I didn't want them to have the enjoyment of seeing me in some sort of intimate relationship. And it just, like, made me angry back then. So finally I'm on my own place, my own car, and I can start dating immediately. So nice. Javier Arroyo, 3 Ascended Heroes and 1 Live Custom. All right, here we are. All right. Phoenix is like 115 in the day. Where's LaFlame been? He was here like yesterday. Have you seen the TikToks of the tourists? British man said Texas barbecue is lovely. What a strange thought. Yeah, it's kind of strange. 1, 2, 3. All right, very good. And 1. Well, I don't know. I don't think most of you guys have experienced what that's like, being in such a large family. Like, I could probably just talk for hours about that experience. It's like being a zoo, and it's like being an animal in a zoo. They're all watching you like, oh, what are you going to do next? And it's a terrible feeling in a certain way. It's like dehumanizing in a certain way. It's like, oh, I'm a person, back off. We are. All right. Toss that up there. Let's get you 3 Ascended Heroes. The Live Customs being a bit cold. Have a date on the GA Bunko. It should be here shortly. I ordered it from a guy I order a lot from, so he's very reliable. Could be like this week, could be next week, but probably very soon. There you go. I have a very small family. You didn't finish 6's order. We didn't pre-grade 6's Pikachu. I'm sorry, 6. Hold on. Let's grab this. We're doing the pre-grade on 6's Pikachu. All right. Okay, 6 is looking like Black Label. Ready? Miss 6. So far, so good. Okay, definitely this side is thinner. It's not going to pass Black Label. But it's probably going to have a shot at Gem. Okay, it's got a frazzled edge. Okay, now I think it's probably going to grade 9. Unless you can repair this edge. So I'm going to show you. Oh, you know what? I can't zoom like usual anymore. Ooh, you know, I'm not so sure you can even repair the edge, because what you've got going on is worse than that. How does this dang camera work? Hold on, wait a second. Let me turn on Camera Pro. Autofocus. Wow, can it really not focus on what's going on here? Let me close this. Terrible. Well, so anyways, you can see, I'm sorry, I was playing with my camera there. You can see there's something going wrong there. But also, very subtle on this whole edge here, there's, see if I can turn this properly. There it is. You can kind of see it there. Do you see that? So that is some kind of edge wear on the whole card, almost like it got slid around too heavily on something. So I'm going to say this card might even grade 8. Oof. All right. Now we're getting back to this. Oh, nope. Close that. I'm still learning this camera. I'm going to flip it around. You're going to see my face in a second here. You should get a laser machine grater. All right, so centering isn't perfect. It's good, though. Notch there and scratch along that edge. I'm going to say 8. In the arms of an angel. That's right. I'll put the 8 right on his tummy. Still super cool, though. And you know, you don't have to believe my grade. You can send the card in anyways and just see what happens with it. Right? Like, I thought that the Primal Groudon didn't have a very good shot at a 10, and he did come back 10. So we assumed the worst, but you know, the final say is PSA's, not mine. What we look for is for visible flaws, which we did find them. I was able to demonstrate them. There we go. Just realized for my order, we pulled one of the top chase cards for PRB2. Yeah, that was a cool card, man. I could tell that was a good card. I didn't know it was the top 2 chases, but I could tell it was good. All right, here goes. Ascended Heroes, Javier. In the arms of... Are you going to let these kids in Africa starve, or are you going to help them? An angel. For just $5 a month, you can feed a whole family a pound of rice. There we are. Yeah, those commercials were all over the place. America ended up giving something like $22 trillion to Africa over time, and now we're in the future, and they have the exact same problem. Problem not solved. Poverty not solved. More like permanent dependence. There you go. You get permanent dependence instead. Giving people cash does not solve their productivity issues. All right, here goes. You give somebody who doesn't know how to take care of themselves free money. They don't suddenly learn how to take care of themselves. They just ask for more free money. It is. Here we are. All right. NGOs are so scummy. Just realized from our order, we got top chase card, permanent dependence, or they starve to death. Yeah, you create... It's sort of sad and ironic, but you actually create dependence. You don't solve, maybe a lack of science and engineers and people who know how to make engines for vehicles. Like, you ever seen the Germans working on engines? It's like a work of art. How do they even reach that level of it? That level of not productivity, but of manufacturing? It's just absolutely nuts when you see them working on those giant, like battleship engines. Whew, really crazy. But they built all that, and it didn't happen in like a day. They've been building that for a long time. All their technology, all their perfect measuring, real smart, man. So countries that want to do well, they got to learn how to be able to produce a vehicle, for example. And just throwing free money at countries that don't have the capacity to do that doesn't teach them how to be productive. It just gives them free money for a while, I guess, until you run out of free money. Ooh, yeah. All right, that's Mr. Javier. All right. Pig Night. Beautiful Mawile. There we go. The Mawile always amazes me how pretty it is. Yeah, it's definitely a good one. They launder the money and do not give it to the Africans in need. Yeah, I guess. But I mean, if that's true, then we need to stop just giving money to the African government or something. I don't know. Because people always blame the government and not the people. But I say this, the government came from the people. That's where it came from, like generation after generation. You know what I mean? All right, here's Snavi. So the leaders choose over and over again to be scummy. What can you do about that? Well, there's really only one thing you can do, and that is stop sending the money. Like, at least just give it to poor people in America. There's plenty of poor people in America. They're struggling to make it by because even a cheap home in America is like $300,000 to $500,000 now. You're expected to produce $500,000 to buy a single family home to have any children now. That or just be renters for the rest of your life. How about never owning anything? Pacalomat. Ooh, it's Mr. Pacalomat. He has returned. He says, Glory of Team Rocket times 5. All right. And Picalo, can I show you something for fun? I was making these the other night. These are the jumbo Japanese packs. They cost $185. It's basically just one of every booster pack, plus a couple extras. Like we got Paradigm Triggers an extra, Battle Regions an extra. It's kind of like an exclusive, I guess you could call it an exclusive. Anyways, we mostly sell these to Sarah Dusenberry, but for people who like to open up Japanese boosters, I like to show this off a little bit. So we just restocked those. In those countries, leaders aren't chosen, but born, unfortunately. NGOs and the leaders of the countries. We are, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's been one of the big things we've learned over the last couple of years. NGOs, like one of those trendy, like viral words that you're learning about, where you're learning all these supposed good charities are just swindling machines for making some people powerful and wealthy. Let's see. They're swindling machines. They swindle you because you're nice. They go, are you nice? Oh, you look like you're nice. Let's swindle you. You look gullible. You look gullible. You're pretty nice. Hey, oh, look at all these sad children over here. In the arms of an angel. That music works on you, right? Give us your money. It's like the TV preachers. Hold on. I'm getting a message from the Holy Spirit that you need to plant this $3,000 seed. You guys ever seen that kind of stuff? Woo! I'll get my head spinning. All right, so 5 Glory of Team Rocket. Japanese OP16 times 10. All right. I can't believe you even thought about buying a beach house in California over your collection. I was joking. It was a pure adolescent joke. Born out of the stupidest part of my mind. I'll never give up the pokies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's talk about what has real value in this world. California beach house. Pokemon cards. Obviously, Pokemon cards. All right. I could stare at the beach all day, or I can stare at... Here, I'll put the... I'm going to put this... This is a $500,000 setup. You ready? I think it's more than $500,000. So I'm offering to set this up anytime you guys want me to for a little $3 tip. I'll leave this in the background instead of putting my slabs for sale as usual. So you can have this in the background of your order. And this guy's 200. This might be like 140. I think there's 100. I don't know what these guys are anymore. Maybe they're 100 each. So I call that a $500,000 background. There it is. California beach house, smeech house, bro. All right. So next we want 2 Ascended Heroes. What is that cult-like faith thing in America called? They made a South Park episode about it. Cult-like faith thing. What could he be talking about, guys? We are. Scientology? Scientology, Mormonism. There we go. They kind of made fun of Mormonism pretty hard. Da 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 da. There it is. Now, 2 Ascended Heroes, 1 English 151, 1 Crown Zenith. Oh yes, Zenith. And then English EB1 times 1. All right, the English version, which is way over here. English. And then Spirit Forged times 5. Where are we keeping Spirit Forged? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And Unleashed times 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, that was $306. You know, we ought to have like a moderator help me out here and just double check the math on the really big ones like this, because I don't think I could do that. Well, I could. It would just take a while. All right, and then also 4 shuffles. Ready? Okay. Let's go. Do you know anything about that, mister? They lure people in their church. Yes, Scientology or something. No, I don't know much about Scientology. It's based off of like a, like a nonfiction book, isn't it? By I can't remember his name even. His last name starts with an H, right? Hubert or Herbert or something like that. Okay, 4 of these. I would help, but you need the list. You need the list. Tammy, I can't give you the list. You know that, right? 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Ta-da! Oh, I see. You would need to know what got ordered. All right. There we go. Uh-huh. Aw, man. 4 cold pokey shuffles. I'm sorry. All right. So you ever got lured in for Scientology? No, not at all. Not at all. Never, ever even seen it before. I live out in Missouri. I don't think there's a lot of Scientology out here. Here's a Kranzina. I was raised Catholic. How about you guys? Any Catholics in here? I was raised Catholic. I kind of left Catholicism around, I don't remember, it was like 22 or 24 years old. Here you are. All right. Very good. I got recruited for Scientology while driving in LA. I went because the recruiters were 2 hot, sexy females. What? All right, you ready? Here's Charmander. Cha-cha. Here's Weavile. Ooh. Weavile and Charmander. All right. Put these in here for you. Let's see what's in the next pack. We've got the 151. And you're going to pull Machamp. Ooh. And over here we've got Crown Zenith. Oh. Regigigas. Wow, big hits. All right, I like it. Not really, huh? Kind of a tough round on the English Pokemon packs from my perspective. Maybe the next pack is hot. Wow. There goes. I bought the books, the classes, and ended up with the Scientology credit card. What? No, you didn't. All right, here's the EB1. Scarlet. There we go. Okay. Now, what do we got? I'm going to start my own church up with blackjack and hookers. What's your favorite TikTok meme at the moment? Ooh, TikTok memes. Nothing comes to mind. Let's see. Sometimes there's a viral TikTok meme that really gets you going. I guess one of the recent viral things is the conversation around the bricks and minifigs. So you hear people still paying a lot of attention to that, chanting brick by brick. So there's that. What about you guys? Any viral internet things catching your attention these days? Oops. Let's get these snipped. I did. Snipping this. Congregation TCC. Yes, welcome to the congregation. We are. I remember on the TheCardconomist channel, we had so many people in our Discord server. We had, again, it was like 45,000 members. And it was actually extremely active. Like, it was so active, even if I didn't advertise it, it was probably just going to keep growing on its own. And it was just ridiculous. And then what we did on Sundays was I would do like a phone call in to the Discord server on Sundays. And so it was like a group chat where everyone could talk to each other. And it was kind of fun because so many people would join. We get like, really quickly, we get like, it felt like 20 or 40 people in there. You have to start like muting whole groups so that anyone could hear anyone talk. And it was fun because I would ask people about, okay, what's your struggles in life right now? So it's fun listening to people like, explain, oh yeah, well, I've got this problem or that problem. That's an aspect of social media or like, any kind of group dynamic that I've always enjoyed, is just talking about, okay, what are you struggling with and how can we get that figured out for you? Like, what kind of advice can we give to you? Since a group can be really useful, sometimes a group is full of people who have gone through the same issues, or they have insight, or maybe you got older people who can advise younger people, stuff like that, you know. So I like that kind of stuff. I find that really enjoyable. Here's Prodigal Explorer and the Mind Rune. Should start that up again. It was tough because it was also really annoying. You would get these guys who would join just to be like basically pesky, nothing else. So it was really hard to get like a maybe like a rapport going because there's so many guys just joining in and screaming like autistically, and so you had to have like moderators who would like remove those people, and it was just, man, it was a hassle. So eventually we did stop, but it was fun. It was definitely a memorable thing. The other thing I noted though also was that, well, instead of using that time to talk in Discord, I could use that time to just be live. So the efficiency manager in me was like, you know what, just go live. Just all right. Just so like a 20-year-old server. Mister, what video games are you playing at the moment? I am playing a little bit of Star Wars Battlefront. Today I must have played maybe like 2 games, 3 games. That would be like 2 hours of gaming. I didn't game too much. I actually was outside a lot today. I got roasted up by the sun. I was swimming, and I got a lot of sunlight, and my shoulders are all red and hot right now, and my face feels all sunburnt a little bit. So yeah, I was soaking up the sun. It was a high of, I think, 86 today. I think it was 86. So this is not even the real heat. Missouri gets way hotter than 86. It gets up to 100. But right now it's just 86. It was nice. The water was a little bit chilly. Battlefront still active? It is. Battlefront 2 is very active. Make a podcast call during streams and rip packs. That'd be maybe fun. I don't know how well it would go because it's hard to really talk and open packs at the same time. But we've done that a couple times. Rain Bryan says 8 months. More like, give me a free Charizard, bro. All right, let me get you a free Charizard. Here's Alpha Strike. Whoa, Alpha Strike. Not to be confused with weak Beta Male Strike. There it is. Probably bounces off of you because it's so weak. It is Calamat picking up the textured rune card. Let's take a look at that again. Rawr. All right, you got the Mind Rune. Ooh. Okay. You got any first edition Pokemon Slabs or Entei? I have Team Rocket Returns Entei. And then as for first edition Slabs, I have a PSA 6 first edition base set Charizard that I bought a heck a long time ago. I intended to sell him and purchase a PSA 9 back when the 9s were like $20,000, and I never did because I was just too busy. I didn't focus on it. I terribly regret that now. One of my unfortunate decisions not to get on that. So, oh well. I don't have anything that good in the first edition department. Here's the Burb. Oh. Another thing I regret not doing, there was a chance for me to buy like base set Gyarados first edition for, I can't remember how much it was. It might have been like 10,000 or 20,000. And I didn't jump on that either. That was back in 2024. Terrible choice. I'm a big Gyarados fan. I should have bought it. So, you know, but money's limited. I don't have infinite money. So I'm very often having to choose between 2 things. That's what's going on. I'm choosing between 2 different choices. And I've got to make a choice in the end. We are all right. What we got? We've got this holographic guy. I can't imagine. How much is the Entei? I'm sure he's expensive. He's a Rocket Returns Entei. He's an EX card. And so if I had to bet, he's got to be like 8,000, 10,000. Probably 8,000. I don't know what they're selling for these days. I don't even look at Rocket Returns anymore. Did you know that? I don't go shopping for it. I don't go looking at it. I know it's at a price range that's so high now. It's like, I'm not that guy who's rich enough to buy them anymore. Some other rich people are shopping for them, and I just happen to have them. So I don't have like millions of dollars of daddy's money or like millions of dollars in a bank account or millions of dollars invested. I don't have anything like that. In fact, I'm pretty cash poor. What I really have is just a lot of good cards. That's all I have. Now, if I were to start selling those, my situation could change pretty fast. So like if I did sell all these, maybe I walk away after taxes with like $450,000 in the stock market. That would be cool. But then I wouldn't have these cards anymore. So why would I do that? I already have the thing that I want. All right. Ooh. Ah. Ooh. Wow. All right. Pacalomet, thank you so much, man, for the big order. I think it was a tough order. I'm just reviewing all the pulls in my head. I think you did not pull any super snipes this time. Yes, no super snipes this time. Maybe the next order's got the super snipes. Rocket Returns is my favorite set of all time. Yeah, a lot of people never heard of that set before, and then I started buying a lot of it, and all of a sudden, it started jumping in price because I started showing it off. Now, this was back in 2019, and I was showing it off, and it started jumping in price, and I've been showing it off ever since then, talking about it. People know about the Gold Stars now. That's kind of a cat out of the bag. They're like, oh, Gold Star Torchic or something like that. You know, that's like a metric for the Pokemon card market is Gold Star Torchic. All right, we'll take these guys back down now. Once again, look at this beautiful Gengar. $1,000, $200,000. 1996, 1999. I don't know. I don't know how he's so cheap. Poker Gengar is pretty cheap. Set that there. Wait a second. What's I guess I keep that. Set this here. 376.5. Miss Tammy, are you saying it should add up to $376? Hold on, let me give me a second here, Tammy. I'm gonna go ahead and copy this and share it to the chat real fast. You ready? Tammy, I did not expect you to do that. Here we are. All right, so take a look at the order real fast. And yeah, if you want to add that up, I'd love that, because when an order is that big, it's actually hard to... So for me, the way it works, people just kind of self-report how much things cost. And I can usually tell if it's off because I can do the math in my head pretty rapidly. However, when an order is really large, if, let's say, the customer were to accidentally do the math wrong, I would not be able to keep up with that because it's too complex of an order. I can't hold all that in my head. Mr. May I send a penny order regarding the Topps Gengar? Sure. Yeah. Go ahead. All right. Set that there. If somebody gave you an offer to buy all your inventory for cash, would you do it? For cash, huh? Maybe. It's an interesting thought. I got Captain Pikachu tonight, says 6. What? All right. So, what do we got now? We're going to hit refresh. Made a website order. That's what I was just checking. Here's Miss Alexandra. She says, 4 live custom boosters. Hey, what's up, Mr. Brandon? You ready? Okay, stuffing those. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, what we got? 1, 2, 3, and 4. Oh, woohoo! Welcome to the live customs, Miss Alexandra. Ready to be cold. I haven't had a clip in forever. Oh, we should probably give you a Pikachu clip. Hold on, let me mention that in the clips channel real fast. All right, give me a second. Miss Alexandra's taking a cold shower today. Well, let's jump over here. Stream clips. 6 pulls Captain Pikachu sometime before 290. All right, so obviously this is not what we wanted. That's a big $100 miss in the live customs, and it does happen. The top pull in the live customs of $400, I believe. So of course there's sometimes going to be a four spots cold in a row situation. So let's go ahead and give you some extras though. Okay, I'm gonna give you some extras. So I'm gonna give you a little Ghastly. I'm gonna give you a little Charmander too. Okay, just to be nice. So here you go, your little bonus cards. Okay, these are promos from Ascended Heroes. All right. Maybe one of them grades 10, I don't know. If it does, maybe it's worth about 100. And then the other thing we're going to do, because you had a big miss, you're going to go in something called the second chance giveaway. Second chance bounty. So you've seen this before. You've seen this before. Basically what happens. Let's see. Here it is. At the end of the month, somebody gets a bonus $100 slab. So there you have it. Whew. Sorry about that. So tough, isn't it? So tough. But at the same time, it's just how it functions. Somebody has to be unlucky. That's the only way somebody else gets lucky. Right? All right. So anytime you buy from the live customs or the Poke Shuffles, you're really kind of rolling the dice a little bit. Let's see what happens next, guys. I think we're running out of orders. Okay, let me jump over here. All right, so this is Mr. Joseph. One triplet beat. All right, bibbidi beep bop, yabba dabba deep dop. One triplet beat. All right. Snipping that. Tossing that away. Some cold ones, Mr. Joseph. Cold ones all around. How about Javier? 2 live customs. Whoa. Okay. Live customs getting some attention right now. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. All right, we got 2 here. Ready? We got Kadabra. Oh-ho! What? This is Javier Arroyo in it. What is going on here? Oh, I know what's going on here. So sometimes at the end of a split, at the end of a break, your names will be like this, and I'll go and I'll put your names in the bulk pile. And then when we're putting, when we're filling up these booster packs, I probably grab that and then I put your name in here. So this is a cold card. Funny enough, it has your name on it. Do you want it? I'm gonna give it to you because I think that's really funny. It is. So that's 2 cold ones. Yeah, at the end of a break, you know how everyone's got a name and then a cold card? Well, I actually put that to the side on the bulk pile. And this time, I must have immediately grabbed from the bulk pile to fill up a live custom. Can I ask if the Huntail from the PSA return is priced up? I don't think that one's priced up yet, but I would like to price it up for you. I think you deserve to go in the second chance break too, Mr. Javier. I think you've had a couple today. There you go. I'll take Javier home, ship him to me. Let me grab this. All right, so you're going in here too. You've had a tough round today. Poke Shuffles have been pretty brutal, actually. We've been watching them go by. All right, what's this? Pikachu. All right, good. Look at that Pikachu. Tops Pikachu. Tops Pikachu TV2, huh? TV2. Man, that energy card came out with writing on it. It looked like a hit, didn't it? All right, so we have Pikachu here, but we want the cheapest one. Let's sort it. Trying to collect more Generation 3 Pokemon next to Fearow and Spearow. So here it is, PSA 9, $75. Wow. And then a non-foil PSA 10 of this Pikachu is $350. Wow, man. Tops Pokemon. Crazy. All right. All right, so Miss Tammy has done the math on that order. Mr. Picalo Matt, are you still here? Tammy says it adds up to $377.50. That is quite a bit off what we received. Hold on, let's see. Glory of Team Rocket, Japanese OP16, Ascended Heroes, English 151, Crown Zenith, English EB1, 1 Spirit, 5 Spirit Forged, 5 Unleashed, 4 Poke Shuffles. Yeah. Any Trico slabs besides the trade slab? So, Tammy, I might have you do that again. Tammy, I need to give you, like, a reward for that. Do we have a giveaway running? We need a giveaway. Where's our giveaways? Let's see. That's pretty important because those big orders are hard to track. Ah, here we go. We were running one. Okay. There's one of the giveaways that got canceled because somebody else cut in with their own giveaway. Oh, there were only 18 spots left. I'm sorry, we're already up to 18. So we can grab spot number 19 for Tammy, and then there's one spot after that. There we go. Number 20. Ended up using Excel. Nice. Tammy, I'm going to give you both the spots, 19 and 20. Let's go ahead and roll for this and see who gets it. There's a ZELLE giveaway. Oh, you actually got it. Tammy, look at that, Tammy. That actually paid off. All right, so Tammy, you get the Rayquaza. And I don't know what he's worth, but look, it's Rayquaza. So, good deal. I did not expect that to go so well for you. Check the score to double check my work. Yeah, that's obviously a pretty big miss in terms of calculation. Let's see. Glory of Team Rocket, price times 12, packs times 5, $60. OP 16, 65, Ascended Heroes 40, English 151, 35, Crown Zenith 37. The EB1 English, are you sure that's 43? That one actually seems a little overpriced. Let me double check that one. Is it really that expensive? Hold on. We're going to scroll over to EB1. Yeah, EB1 English is 43. So maybe that's the mistake in the math. Spirit Forge 42. Unleashed 35. Pokeshuffle is 20. As to 375. All right. So, Mr. Picallo, what I'm going to do is we're going to write you a card with the negative sign on it. And we'll ask you to cover the difference there. Let me do this with the calculator. And we're going to, for a little while, we're going to have to double check your math on any other big orders, okay? Because I think I did one of those too and noticed that it wasn't quite correct. So 71.5. And that's really important because we can actually go back through all of your orders and double check the math on all of them. So we don't want the math to be off on these, okay, Picallo? There it is. All right. Mr. I was checking Resident Evil on Hulu, and you should do unnecessary backflips like Leon. That's right. When the chainsaw pops through the wall, I'll backflip because all of that is necessary instead of just backing away from it. All right, so where are we? We have Mr. Mark J. Valerian. Let's see. Let's grab this. How much was need to pay in ZELLE to get the ZELLE giveaway? Sorry. For ZELLE, it needs to be $100 to get onto the ZELLE giveaway. Okay, let me grab this. It's a little bonus thing. Tossing that. Picallo Matt. All right, so Mr. Picallo's going deeper tonight. We like Picallo. He goes deep. I like that. Let me do this, though, okay? We'll just make sure that each time the math is coming out clearly. All right. Here we are. Okay, so I'll go ahead and service this one. That order should just cover this miss. I suppose we could do that. How would that work? So if we're short 71.50, I mean, actually, maybe I should just sit down and do the math on this for, I don't know. Let's see. I'm going to start putting it together. That's what I'm going to do, okay? So I'm just going to treat it like normal. Let's start working on it. Yeah, that's important. We can't, I know it's, you know, if you wish, the website can do the math for you if you wish. So Picallo, the website's available now, and the website, if you use that thing, you'll add it all up for you. Because I know it is inconvenient having to add it up yourself as the customer. Oops. Toss that away. All right. Okay. We'll toss this over here. And we're going to snip this as well. I missed my squirtle emoji. All right, so 5 of these. Putting this here and tossing this here and grabbing this card. All right, good. 15 of the OP16s. All right, you got it. 15 of these. Have you come across any more cacti cards? I don't think so. All right. Obviously, we don't have 15 here, so we're going to go get some fresh boxes of this. Also, 1 box of Nikkei English and 2 live customs. Mister, I got my packages from you today, and the Dragonite that I asked to be included wasn't in there. Okay, so let me ask you this. What was the Dragonite? Was it a PSA graded Dragonite or a raw Dragonite? What's the deal on it? Is it an unusual card? Let me go get the box of English Nikkei, and let me go get the OP16. All right, here we are. Let's see Mr. Javier's response. So you're saying it's a PSA Dragonite. So what I'm going to do, let's see. Check this scored. Okay, so Mr. Pacalomat, this order you've placed is also off. So that's a pretty big deal. We can't be off on these at all. We may have to go backwards and check all your orders. Mr. Javier, I'm going to go down and look for the Dragonite. I'll be right back. He says it's a Dragonite. It's a slab I asked to pull for. Oh, it was you. It was you. I remember this. I mentioned that in the next stream. I said, somebody asked me to pull a card out of consignment, and I couldn't remember who it was. So this is not Alexis's fault. It's my fault. My bad, dude. I must not have done it right away. And then I forgot to do it. And then the next day I was like, didn't someone ask me to remove something from the consignment? And I couldn't remember who it was. And I said, whoever it was, they're going to end up contacting me about it. Let's see. I'm so sorry. Aha, here we are. All right, I tell you what, I'll make a special label for you and get that out. I sent the difference. I forgot the OP16 last round. I'm on my phone. How's this order off? I don't know, actually. So, using the Excel sheet, she said the Ascended Heroes was 20 times 5, which is 100. The OP16, it's $6.50 each times 15, which is $97.50. The Nikkei English booster box is $108, and the live customs add up to $50, and that math adds up to $355.5. It is. All right. Was it off or was it correct? It's very important because the previous order was a pretty wild swing. Can't be missing $75. I mean, that's obviously pretty bad. Or $71. Let's see. That is a lovely Dragonite, even though it's not a 10. It is. It's a very nice Dragonite. So Javier, let me print your label. Yeah, the website is a nice thing now. It can do all that math for you. There we go. Probably not as easy as doing it the old style, you know what I mean? But in a way, it's easier. The math is easier. All right, let's see. Hold off on making a label. Okay, you got it, man. I was gonna make a label. Let me go ahead and write your name on it. Okay, sorry about that again, Mr. Javier. Yeah, I remembered that, like, the next stream, I said, didn't someone ask me to remove an item from consignment? All right. Live customs were 20 back in the day. I hear you, man. Okay, so let me jump over here. So does that mean any other time you bought a live custom, you were calculating it for 20? Because that adds up. All right, let's go and remove that Dragonite from the consign channel. All right, let's see. Dragonite. All right, here it is. There it goes. So Dragonite's removed from the channel. Okay, now for this round. So I think you mentioned that you sent the remaining 7150. Let me just double check on that as well. Didn't count the da-da-da. All right. I'm happy enough with that. Let me toss this. All right. Okay. So we got, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we needed 15 of these. Let's go grab 15 of them. All right. Good luck, Way Music. Sorry, mister, I'm on my phone. I hear you, man. We may need to retroactively go back and check those other orders, though, okay? All right. Now, I don't know if I could do that in this stream, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We will make sure each order adds up correctly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. Yeah, your orders are kind of unique. Your orders are so large, it's actually hard for me to track them. And I had a kind of a gut feeling that that could be an issue. So that was why I actually kind of, lobbed it toward Tammy, because my brain said these need to be checked. All right, there's 5 Ascended Heroes, 1 box of Nikkei. Let's grab the box of Nikkei. Let's see. I just brought it in here. Where did I put it? Ah, here we are. Ooh. Well, I'm doing math work now. There we go. There we go. But that's an important thing for all you guys. When it comes to doing the math yourself on the orders, just keep in mind, any order you complete with us, we can go back and double check the math on it, okay? Just be aware of that. All right, there's that. And we're going to check the live customs. Let's see if we get some luck. Which color deck is the rarest of the poker decks? You know, although it's not always reflected in the price, it's actually the yellow deck. Pikachu yellow deck. It always seems to be the hardest one to acquire. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2. Let's see if we get some luck in here. Prices are different now since you raise pack prices. Yeah, anytime the packs change price, you have to follow that new price because that is the price. Here's a hot pull, maybe doubles. Not doubles. All right, so you're doing well on this round. Let's see how we got. Let's see what we got for you. There we go. New mail. All right, new mail. Let's see. Ugh. I have a CardComist coupon for 50% off slabs that I got from Groupons. Dang it. All right, let's see. Aha. So what you've pulled is a $125 Holland Phantoms Numal. It's graded tag 10. Now you can re-roll it for 4 live customs or you can keep it. He was originally priced for $175, but he's been re-rolled before. Get that dust off of him. All right, so that's Holland Phantoms. And what it is it's a common card, and it happened to grade 10. And these are going these days for like $200. Yeah. What would you like to do? Keep it or re-roll it? Ooh. I ordered over 6,000 to 8,000 US last month, so yeah, that's true. So that could be a lot of math, but no matter what, it has to actually add up. It always does. It is new mail. Yeah, that's important. Missing $70 on a $400 order is, you know, you're giving yourself 25% off almost. But I see what you're saying. You're saying, you know, over a time period, maybe one or two of those packs drifted up already, and so, you know, that could be a mistake. But if there's like $75 missing on a couple of those orders, that's going to be a big deal. It is. Holy audit. Keep. All right, very nice. That's what I would have done, because I'm betting this card is like 200 now. So, yeah, it's like you're correct. It's an audit. Here it is. Just can't have that happen, obviously. Here it is. All right. Tammy will be the auditor. Oops. Tossing that. Here's Nikkei. Let's snip of this. All right. The IRS would like to know your location. Snip of this. You've been very good to me, Mr. Pecalo. I appreciate it. We'll snip this as well. All right. I have Excel sheet ready to go. Tammy thinks it's fun. Tammy. All right. Here's a hollow. I think Mr. Way Music is a good man. He's just misunderstood. It is. Here's a hollow. Here's, oh, the chair girl. Very nice. Okay. Put that there. Put this here. And here's a hollow. Here's, oh, the blue girl. She's got a blue bow in her hair. All right, here's a hollow. Here's another hollow. We must bring back Rockstar Mahi. Please, bro, please. Here's a full art. All right. Here's a hollow. Here's a hollow. Here's a hollow. I know my mistakes happen not on purpose, but keep in mind, pack prices change a lot with $8 to $10, so it's difficult. I got you, man. Yeah, so it sounds like you... So from the way it sounded just a second ago, it sounded like you likely underpriced all of the live customs by $5. So let's say you've ordered 20 of those in the last month or so. That's $100. That's a lot of money. So we're not talking about like a $5 mistake. We're talking about $100. So that probably needs to be checked. And then, you know, you missed $70 on one of the orders. And it's one thing to like just have a pack price go up by like $2 more or something like that. Usually pack prices don't go up super dramatically, but yeah, we can definitely account for that. But if there's any like glaring big misses, like $70 here, $70 there, we definitely want to make sure that that didn't happen. So I think that we should definitely at least look into the live customs. By the way, the live custom price change, that's not a new thing. That's been, how long has it been that way, guys? Like 4 months now? It was ever since we swapped the live customs over to the reroll system. But that was a while ago, so they've been 25 for a while. It is. Can you add me on Discord? I just sent a friend request. Yes. Give me a second. All right. Here we are. Pending. I don't see it yet. Yeah, I don't see the request yet. Wait, here's a spam. I didn't know there was a spam box. 30 days ago? What the hell? There's a new spam folder for friend requests. I didn't even know that existed. So I don't see it yet. You might have sent it to the wrong guy. Yes. Like 6 months, I think, 7 months even. All right, here we go. We need to bring back Jen. I do miss Jen. Jen's got to hang out every now and then. Just say hi to us. Let us know how rich she's getting, because she did really well with some of the cards she got here, man. She did really well. All right, let's snip this. And we'll snip this as well. Let's see. I ordered live customs in 2022 and 2023. Nice. Yeah, it was a very different thing back then. Nowadays, it's $25, and yeah. Yeah. Toss this over here. Just pulled the trigger on first edition Neo Ente. All right, let's see what we got. We got Togedemaru. Ooh. Oh, there it is. I see it now. Let me go ahead and hit accept. Click. Click. All right. There we go. And here's Tapu Koko. I'm an old customer. Yeah, I can tell you, you're very supportive, man. You've sent a lot of money in this last month. I really do appreciate it. Here we go. All right, and here's Ante and Ante. Like seriously, your orders were really big the last couple, like the last 2 weeks, I want to say. I think my chance is slim for the Huntail price up. I'm gonna get the Huntail just for you, okay? Here we are. But let me get this done first. I've come to the realization that when Mr. does well in sales, we also do well in terms of slab investments. It's a symbiotic relationship. Yeah. Snipping this. When I do well in sales, then I can pay all my taxes. Okay, snip that. Did you get my message? It looks like I did. I got to click on it and read it. Right, snipping this as well. All right, very nice. Okay. Ow, I just stabbed myself. All right. There we go. So, we're going through your One Piece packs. Let's pray for a manga. 1, 2, 3. Aha! Ace. Very nice. Lovely ace. Maybe 2 full arts in here. It's possible, I think. Because we finished off one box and started a new one, right? Mr. 12. Okay. And here's a hollow. And here's a hollow. And here's a hollow. Here's a hollow. Here's this guy. Okay. And here's a hollow. And here's a hollow. And here's also a hollow. And finally, one last hollow, Trafalgar Law. All right, very nice. Sweet. Okay, we'll take all these. And let's see what he pulled. So he pulled the ace, Togedemaru, some cute girls, but not a Nikkei signature, notably. No Nikkei signature yet, but you got the nice ace, and we're in a new box of OP16, and you got the cute box topper for the Nikkei card. You also get the Numal card out of your live customs, which I think actually was kind of decent. He's probably worth more than 175 these days, because I don't remember when I put him in there, but it's probably been a while. All right, so I grab this, pop it here like this. They're good, and some hollows. I missed the notification, just been sitting around reading like some kind of adult. Oh my God. He had to. You're like Brian from Family Guy. Oh, sorry, I was just reading this book. Really big book, actually. We are. Here's Hitmonlee. This gigantic book. I was reading the whole thing, you see. I'm dealing. Mr. 12-hour stream win. Would you guys like that? A 12-hour stream? That's it. 12-hour stream time. Physics for dummies. Oh my God. All right, let's see here. I'm opening a restaurant called Tallywhackers in the Ozarks. Tallywhackers? Sign me up. There's a lot of restaurants out here that have like inappropriate names. 5-hour streams need to come back. All right, let's see. We're going to jump here. And we're going to jump here. Let me load this. All right, so you've been a busy bee in this month, in this month of June. All right, let's see. All right, cool, man. All right. I know I'm being quiet. Give me a minute. Let's see. Okay. And let's see. I'll just leave that there. All right. So back to the queue. When will you do the vintage pack breaks again? Ooh, let me show you. Right now, we sort of do have a vintage pack break. Maybe not the particular vintage you're looking for, but we have Ancient Origins from the XY era, and we have Topps Pokemon as well. So this is definitely vintage. This is like 1999, I think. And I kind of stopped doing like Team Rocket packs because they were just getting like absurdly expensive. Like, I think we started like a fossil pack or something and nobody jumped into it. And I looked at the price of it and I thought, well, no wonder no one's jumping into it. It's just unbelievably expensive now. All right, what's next? So, next up, we've got Mark J. Valerian to give to a lovely lady, because I'm a simp, a box of Pokemon Korean Electric Breaker. That's the next order. All right, let me go grab a box of it. By the way, this drink was terrible. I'm going to get a different drink, I think. Give me a second, guys. Ta-da! All right, here we are. He said for a girl. I had another order earlier. Thought you might have missed it. All right. We just got some cold water this time. Good. Read my previous message. So you had an earlier order. So why didn't it show up? Oh, here it is. The Topps Gengar I have on consignment. I won't take no for an answer. Let's see. Oh, you're trying to give me the Gengar. Is that right? Hold on, let's see. You were originally trying to trade this in for to pay off your slab away. Is that right? Let's see your slab away real fast. I think we determined it was about 260. So, we're going to jump over to consignment from Breaks History, no, the Slab Away channel. Mr. Mark. So you got your Dragonite, and I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to accept your Gengar as a gift, but I'm going to apply actually $75 to your slab away, okay? So you'll have 120 remaining, okay? All right, so there's the Gengar. That was originally what you wanted to do with it, was use it to pay off the Dragonite. And for me personally, I felt like, you know, I felt like I'd rather just have cash for the Dragonite. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate it, and we'll just count it as sort of a little trade too, okay? I'll put it back over here, and I bet you we'll find a place for that Dragonite. Now, Mark's trying to give away this whole booster box. Oh, and we better update this for Mark too. So here, Mark, in the donation scoreboard, let's say that the Gengar was worth 250 or 260 or whatever it was. I think it was 260, wasn't it? So that would be $185 left over. So, you know, in theory, he gave away $185 plus what, 275? What's 185 plus 275? I don't want to do the math. Let's get the calculator. 460. All right, we're going to say 460. But then also, we're going to say you gave away 90 bucks, because you really did give away 90 bucks on this. You actually purchased that with cash. So we're going to say 550. What? Bro, you're out of control here, Mark. You have to accept Mr.'s gift. All right, there we go. Yes, you have no choice. All right, so there we go. Now, who are the girls? Girls only. Well, Tammy's a girl. Miss Alexandra's a girl, unless she identifies otherwise. I know that 6 is actually a man. She told me. She said she's actually a guy. Who else is a girl? Let's see. Any other girls? I'm a girl. Guy in real life. Mark B. Given. Cody says, me. Is White Yi a girl? I can't actually tell. Not that a picture is a good way to tell. Maybe we are. Let's see. I am a woman, and I am happy about it. Prove it. Show me your wiener. Oh, Cactuar Queen, true. Well, I'd also have to say they have to be here. All right, White E. What about you, A. Perez? Are you a girl? Cactuar Queen. Not to be confused with Cactuar King. Oh my, I don't like the extensions. Andy and I like to pay mine right away so I can simp later. Milk bags, it's crazy. Nah, just have milk bags. Any other girls? What I mean to ask is, who can I stalk? Hey, it's me, a guy. Okay, so we were working on Mark J. Valerian's whole box of Korean Electric Breaker. Put me on the list. 6, choose your honorary woman for the spot. I could put Miss Alexis on. She's a girl. She was doing the shipping like till 1:30 a.m. in the morning yesterday. I'm going to put her on. Well, I don't know, because if she pulls it, it's going to be annoying, right? Because she pulls too often. If I put her on, she will probably win. Do you love me? Puts on lipstick while looking in the mirror. Would you do me? I'd do me. Alexis is good. Okay, I'll toss Alexis on. I just know she doesn't always show up in the stream. She does sometimes, though. But she working her booty cheeks off, getting all that shipping done, man. She did a lot of shipping. Actually, there's still a lot of shipping. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers. Damn, why'd I put a guy name in my name? I know. What movie is that from again? That's Silence of the Lambs. You know, put the lotion in it puts the lotion on his skin, or else it gets the hose again. That movie. Oh, all right. Without further ado, it's landing on 2. Miss Alexandra Blush. Sweet Miss Alexandra pulling the whole box. That's a gift from Mr. Mark to Miss Alexandra. Because he's simping. Simp. Where are the guy simps? It's Father's Day. I missed who was donating this box, but thank you. It was Mr. Mark J. Valerian. Oh. My father was in jail for Father's Day my whole childhood. I'm sorry to hear that, man. They are. I haven't seen my dad in a super long time. Bet my parents look like grandparents for sure now. Let's snip this. I don't even know what they look like. That's the craziest part. Snip them up. They probably look super old. I'm looking super old, man. I got like gray hairs. I'm kind of fat. When did it all happen? Hey, mister, when you doing the CGC sub? Probably pretty soon. We just did the CGC sub, I think less than a month ago. Usually the way it works is we do like a month-long cycle. So we acquire cards to grade for 1 month, and then we send them out. So I'm not sure if this is the actual month we send them out or if it's next month. It might be next month. But I'm pretty sure we're overdue on Beckett. So I was planning on doing BGS this weekend. All right. You know what was funny? When we visited him in the corrections facility as a kid, my mom always told me they were doing construction work because I asked about the orange jumpsuit. Oh my gosh. All right, let's see this. Let's see. Okay. All right. So, let's start opening this box for Miss Alexandra. Cute. You know what was funny when we visited him in the... I already read that. Here's Togekiss. Here's a cold one. Here's Ant-Man. Yeah, some kids get to be raised with, like, parents who are, like, good. Man, that's a way bigger flex than people really know it is. Just having normal, stable parents. Parents who don't beg you for money. Parents who don't, like, physically abuse you. Parents who are like, oh, I'm here and care about your well-being. Or parents that don't rely on you for their well-being, you know, whatever the case is. It's very interesting. It's very interesting how broad the variety of, like, the quality of human child rearing is. You know, because, like, if you ever watch birds in the wild taking care of the baby birds, they all seem about the same, right? They fly in, oh, I got a worm, here, eat this stupid worm, and then I'm going to fly off and get another worm, right? That's birds raising birds in the wild. But humans, you know, you can have, like, one set of parents who are just, like, the most abusive, horrible people. And another pair of parents, they're just like, la-da-da-da, I baked apple pie for you guys today. Welcome back from school. So you get this really broad brush for painting the variety of parental experiences different kids go through. Isn't that interesting? I guess it kind of makes sense, too. Like, humans, with the birds, like, if you look at, like, robins or whatever, they all basically look the same. But if you look at parents are really different from each other. Like, humans are really diverse compared to a lot of other animals, where they just seem to get the same exact genes over and over. Maybe that's a side effect of being too prosperous, if anything, you know? We're so prosperous that genes that maybe shouldn't have made it did make it. Here's Pikachu. All right. Let's see. Mark, do you know my dad? He was in for a few years because of a deal gone bad. He told me, amongst other things, parents who don't throw out my gosh dang Pokemon cards. They didn't throw mine out. You know what they did? They sold mine. They sold them. And then they kept the money. They didn't go, oh, let's give the money to, you know, let's give the money to Derek. It's his cards. They said, oh, this is our money now. And you know what? I wouldn't expect it any other way. It's exactly the nature. That's exactly how they behaved. It's just this really super competitive. It's like an impoverished state of mind where it's like, hey, here's this opportunity to make a little bit of money. They probably scrounged about for it like rats. Like, no offense, Six. Like, not like rats. Maybe that's a bad example because Six loves rats. But maybe they scrounged about like thieves. There we go. How about that? Like thieves. Because, you know, they're all scoundrels going, ooh, a little bit of money to make here. Hey, maybe we should give him some of the money. It's his cards. Hell nah. This is our money now. Yeah, basically like theft. Here's Terrapagos. It's really sad when I think about it because it was such a majestic collection. They likely had some kind of, you know, garage sale. My family knew how to do garage sales pretty well. And then they probably said, all right, well, we're going to make some money on this here binder of cards. It is. Yeah, even worse. Yeah, even worse. I agree. All right, there it is. One whole box of Electric Breaker. And that's a gift from Mark to Miss Alexandra. Blush. There we go. All right. Honestly, it's the absolute worst. I never wish it on anyone. Here we are. All right. Here's Durant. And here's all these beautiful guys. Oh. You got 4 ARs out of one box. That's a lot. Wow. So the Durant's maybe not so crazy, but these 4 ARs are really nice. All right. My mom sold my first edition mint fossil binder for Karak. Wish I knew how to dig a hole that young. What, a hole? We are. You mean like to hide the folder? Maybe I'm missing the innuendo or whatever it is. All right. That's no good, dude. Okay. Yeah, craziest thing is my family could have easily given me that binder. And then the other thing is when they sold it, they could have split the money with me. I'm sure in the time period, they probably sold it shortly after I left. In other words, within 3 years, they most likely sold it. And these are like keepsakes of their brother. Like the brother that ran away. You didn't like put it in a box and say Derek's stuff on the box? No, of course not. They're desperate for money. They have too many kids. Everyone's, scrounging about. And so they don't look at my stuff like, hey, that guy, he's our blood relative. He's my brother, or oh, he's my son. Let's protect his stuff for him because we care about, what he wants to do with them. They wouldn't have even crossed their minds to think that way. They would have seen it and said, that's a chunk of money for us. Yeah, of course. And that's just how it was. It was just like this pure survival mode all the time at home. It was just terrible. It was pure survival mode. Always on the brink of being out of money because there's too many children. And, of course, all those cards were something I worked extremely hard on and was pretty proud of. So, of course, I would have loved to have had them back. All right, Alexio Alvarez. He says, I have a big bag, 5 Ascended Heroes, 40 to Cyberway, and the 3 of Spades Dragonite. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on, wait a second. Oh, you're slabbing it away. I see. Okay, so 3 Ascended Heroes. Let's grab those Ascended Heroes. All right, give me a second here, Tammy. All right, thanks, Tammy. Give me a second here. All right, so all right, I'm gonna jump back to the stream. So, Mr. Alexio, 20 now is better than 200 later. Good call. I was about to start a slab away on that one. Yeah, he's cool, man. It's Dragonite, and yet he's pretty cheap and affordable. Tossing this. Ready? We've got 1, 2. Mr. Dumb question. Should I start buying slabs now or wait for a crash? Basically, you're asking for me to predict if we're at the top of the market or, like if the market's going to crash tomorrow. That's what your question really entails. It's like, what do you think is going to happen next in the market? It's so hard to say, dude. Like, obviously, I continued to buy stuff. Even though it appeared we were like at a crazy peak, I just kept buying because I didn't actually think it was over. So, I actually have a lot of card purchases over the last year or so, right? Like it started jumping in 2025, didn't it? And then everyone thought like, oh, this market's so crazy. It's never, it's sell now or forever hold your peace. So everyone's constantly saying that. They're constantly saying you need to sell right now. And I don't know if you've noticed, but I've not really sold anything. I haven't sold anything meaningful. Like I haven't gotten rid of my gold stars or my Lugia or my crystal Charizard or anything like that. The thing is, it's a gamble. Maybe it will fall. I think for it to fall, people will have to get bored. Rich people will have to leave. The stock market and Bitcoin will have to crash. So there's a couple like signs that it's going to go downward. But I don't think in the long run Pokemon's going to be like, this is it, guys. It was the one time Pokemon's really valuable, and from here on out, it's just going down, down, down. You know, I don't feel like it works that way. I feel like it's just going to keep getting tougher and tougher and tougher to get the cards that you want. Here's Snorunt. The biggest deciding factor will be if the Pokemon cards can produce some kind of income. I think that's going to be one of the most important things of all. Here it is. Oh yeah, double Snowrunts. Who doesn't want double Snowrunts? With grading companies pausing, grading, I would wait. Okay, here's Rayquaza. Look at that Rayquaza. All right. And here's... Ho-ho! Mega Audino. As a kid, if I saw that AO artwork, I would only get those packs because I thought I would get cooler cards out of them. There it goes. All right. Very nice. Wow. Double Snorunt and Mega Audino. Those are the chase cards. No, but they're very nice. And you got this lovely Rayquaza along with it. So, Mr. Alexio, let's go find your baggie. Your baggy waggy. Alicia, Alexandra, Alexio Alvarez. So we're running into a problem where this box is really full. Here's an Alan Voudon. And this is also Alan Voudon. And he hasn't been here since February, I guess. So we'll let that one go into another box, perhaps. Kids are still being raised on Pokemon. Yeah, so people say stuff like that. I say stuff like that. You know, you go, well, the millennials are the driving force behind Pokemon cards. And millennials will continue to earn money. They'll continue to inherit money. They'll continue to, you know, be put in charge of businesses as we turn 40 and 45 years old. You know, so this is a big money-making time period for millennials. And we were the kids who really got into Pokemon when we were younger. We were part of the Pokemon craze. Oh, Alexio Alvarez, you have other bags over here. You might have a lot of cards, Mr. Alexio Alvarez. So this is the AL Overflow, and it's mostly your stuff. So what to do with Alan Doan, then? I think we can take your bag and put it in here in the yellow box. And it fits perfect. So your bag's in that yellow box. And then Alan Doan, I guess, can just go back in here. Lucky Alan. I'm totes snugged up, kicking my feet, watching TCC. Oh my God. So we're not done. We're going to go ahead and grab this Dragonite. Okay. We're going to head into here. Let's see. We're going to go into the Subway channel and say July 26, Alexio Alvarez. And it's going to say Poker Dragonite 10. His price was what, $350? $350, and it's going to go down to $330. All right. Burritos at 3 a.m. slap. All right. Oops. Okay, I just got a message from Mr. Average Player. He's giving me some nice advice. So, Now we're back over here. We've got an order from Joseph Smith. One more triplet beat. All right, you got it, Joseph Smith. Ready? One triplet beat. Boop. Snipping this. Ooh. Cold. All right. One cold pack. And Mark J. Valerian for a spot in the Ancient Origins. You got it, Mr. Mark. Maybe this will be the super lucky spot. Here we are. All right. So this is going into the, I believe it'll be called the cheap split. There it is. Yeah, the cheap split. Boop. How many people we got in here? 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got 6 out of 10 people. There we go. Very nice. And click. We're checking the website orders now. I think we're all caught up. Nice. All right. Do. Sorry, I'm real distracted. All right, we were running some tests on some of those large orders, and some of the math was off. So now we gotta get those corrected. I see police outside. Time to be nosy and snoopy. The police. Police, open up. All right, cool. So did I mention to you guys earlier in the stream? I'm sure I did. We're actually almost done with the gym breaks for this last 90 days. 325. Well, we're like 4 days away from, 625. So 90 days are nearly up. You still have time to join a gym break to work on your score. If you're just wanting to try and catch up to Mr. L12 or to Miss 6. But not a lot of days left for that. There are some gym breaks just for fun if you want to jump in here. There's 2 things you get for winning the gym break tournament. And number 1 is you get a roll in Discord. And number 2 is you're going to get to keep all of the cards from the gym deck. The other thing we need to do is we actually need to start working on a fresh gym deck. Who's ready for that? I kind of want to work on that right now. Let me go grab an empty box. And I'm going to go grab some sleeves too, okay? All right, so for the sleeves, we'll have them be, how about these guys? All right. There we go. You hear a whisper of Huntail. Is that Huntail I hear? Let's see. Oh yeah, Huntail. That guy. I'm gonna go find him. He's probably like $75, by the way. But I don't know until I actually look. Tossing that up there. I had someone beating down my door for the Huntail. Here he is on the very bottom, of course. Oh, he's only an 8. So he's probably cheaper than 75. My bad. Yeah. An 8. He's probably like 35. All right. Put that back in there. We'll grab all these. Put them back. Mr. was never a fan of the ponchos. Yeah, I never liked them. Never bought any of them. They did well, though. I wanted, I liked the Scream cards, but I never bought those either. Man, if I could do it over again, I would definitely buy a Scream Psyduck. So that's a missed opportunity. It's very easy to look back and say, oh, I should have done this, I should have done that. Very easy to do that. I did what I did. I got some really good Pokemons. I got some we don't show off very often. There it is. All right, Huntel Primal Clash, a PSA 8. I'll look this guy up. I doubt there's going to be one for sale. Nope, none for sale. But we can do a trick. So what we can do is we can sell Primal Clash, and then we'll say reverse. You know why? Because they'll show us the reverse hollows. And it looks like a reverse hollow of a regular hollow is going for $90. Oh my God, how is it all so expensive? Let me go to sold. All right, and then we'll choose ended recently. Oops, there we go. So what ended recently? Okay, they're not so crazy when you look at them here. They're a lot more moderate in the sold. So we are going to do probably, actually I'm going to make it $32. All right, pretty cheap. $32. Nice Huntail. Looks like he has some hollow bleed, in fact. That's where this surface here is kind of holographic. Kind of cool. I don't know if you can see that. Hard to see it. So there he is, $32. Parking tickets at this owl? How do people not read the signs? Somebody got a parking ticket? That sucks. You know, I never deal with that where I live. Because there's nowhere to go. Like the opposite of a crowded city. You can park anywhere. You could park your car and nobody will look into it for days. They'll be like, huh? What's that weird car doing over there? I don't know. Probably nothing. What was that, like? Huh? All right. There we go. Tossing that. So this is the new Gym Breaks box, and it's going to contain a new gym deck in it, and the deck is the gift. It is the prize. So the people who play the Gym Breaks actually get whatever goes in here. So you can donate to it. Just anything you want, small or large, just for fun. I know people like to participate in these things. Why'd I write down D4? Oh, because it's deck 4. Okay. And then we'll say 90 days. So we'll say this one began on 6/25. So this one will be due 3 months from June. Computer. Ooh, I see the sun coming up. I saw the sun, and it opened up my eyes. I got a dash cam after I got into my first hit and run. Uh-oh. Isn't that cool? Some deck sleeves there, guys. So that's deck 4, and it's ready to go, everybody. Maybe I didn't need to open 2 of these, actually. How many sleeves is that? 60? If that's exactly 60, I didn't need to do that. Because 60 is enough. I haven't seen you at Golden Corral lately. Ugh, I haven't been to Golden Corral lately. Been too busy. Been too busy. Today wasn't a great day. Today was a stressful day. Karis was telling her mom she can't come over. Her mom's getting like kind of crazy. Yeah, today was a stressful day. Of course, when we go live, I don't bring that energy into the stream. I don't try to anyways. Here, put this over here. You guys ever think about that? I stream 7 days a week, right? And every day the stream has to be one tone. Hey, 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 what's up, everybody? Let's get these Pokemon cards opened. I'm Slabs Mackenzie from Futurama. All right, let's see. What happened to the religious brother? They're all having like a meltdown and all that. It's not great. All right. Okay. Karis and I, instead of having like a nice weekend, we're spending all our time trying to figure out how do we fix their problems. And it's like, we don't even want to think about it. Mr. Arturo says 5 of the junk packs. Yes, sir. So, Arturo, we've got these junk packs right here. These are the $3 junk packs. What do they contain? Why, they contain junk, of course. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There it goes. Maybe they should smoke some devil's lettuce. Yeah, that'll never happen. So you're saying you're faking your happy attitude. I wouldn't call it fake. You just have to like tap into a different personality type for a while. And no, it's real. But once the stream is ending and I get back to thinking about real life, it's not always as fun. All right. Ooh, Kuromi Creepy Mask. Some Fortnite. Toon Page Flip. Toon Harpy. Today was rough as well. My mom texted me she is filing for divorce. Jesus, dude. It is. All right. Here's Numel. Dynamo. Filling the hole in the heart. Oh, in the heart. Okay. Emerald Green. Yellow Paraspat. Here's Fright for Patchwork. Oh, the Spookster. River Dinos. Sugar Bunnies. Okay. I'm divorcing your father. He's the worst person. He abused me for years. Why didn't you ever say anything about it? Here's Magikarp. Here's Unalesca. Holy mommy. Mira. Oh, those are both really nice. All right. You got Plunder Patrol Ship. Some Aki Hayakawa. Those are in English, by the way. That's kind of nice. Some Star Wars. These are $3 junk packs. They cost $3. You get about 15 cards per pack. Sometimes the card might actually be pretty good, but that's not guaranteed. The only thing you're guaranteed to pull is junk. Here's a little, this guy. All right. We got some hollow Pokemons. There's a pig. Okay. They need therapy really bad, or an intervention. And last but not least, well, that's a nice Magikarp. Here's this guy, Eldritch Firegrass. And, oh my God. Oh, lordy. All right, very nice. Just all kinds of weird stuff. Those cards might be worth 100K in 20 years. Well, what's cool is, you know, he got all these cards for just $3 a pack. So you get all this stuff. You filled a whole bag with cards, and it costs like 15 bucks. So that's the fun part. If you like having a lot of bulk cards, a lot of crazy weird stuff. So these have done very well. They have sold out like every time now. They just sell out every time. All right. Thank you, Mr. Arturo. Appreciate it. My shoulder's itchy from the sunburn. I got a little sunburn going on. It's not too bad. I just feel the skin there is kind of like, it's kind of itchy. Didn't you spend tons of money for her cancer and bought them a house or something? Yeah, it was kind of like that. So she was in India and she constantly needed money for like, you know, not just the cancer treatment, which wasn't very expensive, by the way. In India, it was much cheaper. But it was like the housing was actually also pretty substantial. And then they were losing their house for a pretty bad reason. They were getting sued by their own son. They have a basically a half brother, a stepson, and he sued them while the mom had cancer. And so they were losing their home because they couldn't afford it, actually, because they lost the lawsuit. And so we bought the home from them so that they could pay all the things that they owed out. Yeah, it was really bad. The whole thing's just terrible. I mean, if every detail I go into, it just gets worse. It is. The Cubone is nice. Kudos to the artist. This is Miss Quip's Cubone. She's such a good artist. The hardest part is my dad was the one who got abused, hit money taken, cheated on, and she's mad at him. I've been just flabbergasted. Ooh. Yeah, she drew this by hand. And you can go watch her draw this by hand on her channel. She has a little drawing channel. She's really into it lately. I think it's her little escape for now. Yeah, it was pretty bad. So the whole story, actually, with the cancer thing was, Karis has a half-brother who has a lot of problems, and he was inheriting a bunch of money. So it was basically from the mom's side of the family, her father, he had an inheritance set aside for the oldest son. And the oldest son, who had been a total falling apart train wreck the whole time, drug user, drug addict, he was coming into some money. And I think it comes out to like $30,000. It's not like life-changing money, okay? But it's enough to do stuff. You know, you can do stuff with $30,000. And the dad convinces him to give him all that money to put it into the house or something like that, right? Like to pay off the mortgage. And in exchange, he gets to live in the house now. So they do that. But then they start to fight, or he starts to be like a bad roommate. And so he gets kicked back out. But then he also doesn't get the $30,000 back right away, so he sues for it. So the oldest brother sues for his money back, and he wins the lawsuit. And this lawsuit occurs while the mom has cancer, and she's fighting cancer. And yeah, so it was unbelievably stressful. And so she doesn't see her oldest brother anymore. She used to see, when I met her, the oldest brother used to hang around. So now he's like banished forever. And he's like a threat too. It's like, it's, you know, he's like just not this good person. My favorite Predator movie was one where they caught all those military people and hunted them on a planet. What? Would love to encapsulate that. Well, I've turned it into a little miniature break, $25, 1 in 8. And whoever ends up pulling the card also gets the encapsulation with it. She most recently spent like $200 on markers and stuff like that. So the money right now is so far not any kind of profit. She's just re-rolling that money into like art supplies. Anyway, so that's like the full story on that situation, on the home situation. So they got sued and lost the lawsuit, and they owed these lawyers all this money, and they owed the oldest brother $30,000. The judge decided that. And so they were basically like ordered to sell their home, and they weren't prepared to do this. They're kind of older, like the mom's like 60 something years old, and they were like in a position where they needed money because they needed money to pay for cancer treatments. So they didn't have any spare money at all. And so we stepped in and bought the home from them, and we were supposed to be buying ourselves a home. This was pre-COVID. So we were supposed to have bought, in that time period, we were supposed to have bought ourselves a home somewhere before COVID struck. Think of all the money we lost because we were busy helping them with their stupid thing that they never had to be part of. You know, they never had to have done any of those things. They should have taken care of the mom as soon as she had signs of cancer instead of letting it get extremely bad and going on a trip to India. And they never should have gotten tangled with the older brother. And there should have been a contract about what happens if he gets kicked out or if they don't get along. They didn't do any of those things because, of course, they didn't do any of those things. And so we used our money to save them by buying their home from them so that they could use the sale of the home to pay off, the oldest brother and the lawyers. That's what we did. We used our money to save them from that. And it's so outrageous because if we had just purchased our own home in that time period, that house would have like doubled in value. Instead, we were living in our condo at the time, and we postponed buying a home until well into COVID. COVID had already passed. The 3% interest rates had already passed. We got our house at 4%. And you could see on the curve line in ZELLE, the houses had already shockingly jumped. So we'd already missed it. And so we had to buy at the higher price because we were busy saving them from their stupid mistakes. Yeah, so the frustration runs really deep. I'm sorry, just trauma dumps. It's so crazy. You have an interesting life. Ultimately, I can't complain. Life worked out anyways, I suppose. I got very lucky with these Pokemon cards. But so you can say in spite of all that and, right? And, none of that matters. And yet it does matter somehow. It's like, it just bothers me. It always deeply bothers me because Karis and I never really actually got to like live a flippant lifestyle where we just go on crazy fun vacations and, partied and had fun friends and did whatever we felt like doing. We always worked extremely hard. Karis and I always worked extremely hard in college. Then when we first got out of college, when I was building the Game Economist channel, when I was building the Card Economist channel. We worked. We put all our money away, and then we just lose because of them. We lost out on having a better home. We lost out on having a better mortgage rate. Like, for example, the particular home we bought was because the houses were already in a frenzy. So we could have potentially bought a much better, more suitable home had we have purchased it in the same time period that we were rescuing them from their situation. That just never should have happened. And yeah, the whole thing's so deeply frustrating. And now it's the future, and they're still melting down, dude. They're still having like really serious crisis mode right now. And Karis's mom is like telling her, I want to hang out, I want to hang out, I want to hang out, I want to hang out. Because she's turning Karis into sort of like, like an escape or like an anxiety medication. I think it's mostly like being an escape. I think she wants Karis to be like an escape from her very bad relationship with her husband and her son. And it's not a fun kind of hangout. It's sort of just like a, oh, make me feel better now kind of hangout. You know what I mean? So it's fun for her, but it's not fun for Karis. And then it's definitely not fun for me. And so, Karis is finally like setting a boundary and saying like, you just can't come over. You're just too freaked out. You're too anxious. It's not even fun. So that's been today. That's been this weekend. And it's just terrible. It's like, you're just having a bad day because you're it's not like a fight. It's like a pitiful thing, isn't it? And you don't want to spend your whole day feeling sorry for somebody, It's like, sorry that your life's kind of falling apart, but it's like, man, like you're somehow at a point where you're so exhausted from it all that you just want to kind of get away from it. And that's precisely what I already did with my family. I got away from them. Of course, they were mean. Her family's not exactly mean. They're just like incredibly negligent. And it's such a drain. I feel like the name could be a character from Adventure Time. Mr. was a Coca-Cola delivery man. Oh my. Yes, oh my. I had a lot of fun, guys. I think we're going to be wrapping up here. I don't think there's any more orders. It's 5:31. Yeah. Nice Saturday night stream. We might have to be doing some audits on a couple of those other orders, though. Remember that? We found out one of those orders was off. And, but yeah, anyways, her family's just in a very bad spot right now. And the solution is obvious. All three of them need full-time jobs. That's the solution. And if they just did that, bada bing, bada boom, problem solved. Full-time work, go work full-time jobs. And then you can go make friends at your jobs, It's like, and then all your problems just kind of melt away. And so that's not what they're doing. And yeah, it's pretty bad. Rally, there is an order on the website, of course. Is there? Oh, wait a second. Oh, here it is, Miss Alexandra. I see it. She says, ta-da, for the Huntail. One Huntail coming right up. Ooh, all right. Tammy needs overtime. Yeah, Tammy, it's funny. I could give you all of his orders to take a look at for fun. Here it is. All right. If every single order has a miscalculation in it, I don't know if that's actually a mistake at that point. That's pretty hard to make that mistake that many times. A spot in the tops break. That might be more like the self-checkout at Walmart, where you're like, you know what? Walmart wants to give me a bonus item today. All right, so this is going into the tops break. But I don't know. I suppose in theory, maybe it's just like a mode of thinking where it's like, you're just adding it up and you're not too worried if it adds up perfectly well. But it matters. We check. We do check. It needs to equal whatever it is we open for you. There it goes. Yeah, it's 4 out of 4. I don't know. Okay, a spot in the tops break. English Ascended Heroes ×1. Okay. And then can you make me a gym break of one of the cards from the Ascended Heroes packs? Just take the coolest looking one. What? Can you make me a gem break of one of the cards from the Ascended Heroes packs? I'm confused. What do you mean? I don't know what you mean by that last request. Here it is. All right. Grabbing this. Gem break card con. Oh, you want to make a donation. Ah, yes, okay. you'd like to donate to the deck. That sounds great. And, you know, it's fun because we write your name on it. So everyone knows what the donation is. The person who wins the deck knows who donated it. It's a cool thing. Go get a booth at a card show and meet your Poke coworkers. That could be cool. You know, if Karis and I end up moving to like a city or something like that, I bet you we could end up going to a card show more consistently. You know where we're thinking of right now? So Tennessee, by the way, is a pretty solid choice. Tennessee is right now. It's already fully a no tax state, and it's kind of beautiful. They got a lot of lakes, and they got the Smoky Mountains, and they have pretty mild temperatures too. Not too hot, not too cold. So Tennessee's kind of cool. Another one, Charleston, South Carolina. I did an analysis on places that have the most number of nice days, and outside of California, Charleston ranks really, really high, actually. They have very good mild weather, even though their summertime is hotter than like California. And I'm talking about the coast, obviously. So like San Diego coastal weather. Well, even though their weather in Charleston is hotter than that in the summer, in the spring, fall, and winter, it almost matches it. So it's kind of cool. We are Miss Alexandra. The coolest card out of here. Listen to me, I was talking my mouth off here. So we got Fight Gong, Hoopa, and Glass Dreer. I say we donate the Glass Dreer. Yes. All right. Very good. Let's see. Where did we put your bag? You would be behind Alan Voudon. There we go. But so if we get out there, we might be able to participate more in like a Collecticon, because they definitely don't have those in Lake of the Ozark. Oh my gosh, stop. Mister, she wants a scorecard, not a donation. Oh, a scorecard. Okay, I see. Just take the coolest one. All right, so you would like a scorecard. Of course, perhaps the reason why that confused me is I believe it costs a few dollars to make a scorecard, right? So a scorecard, do we actually have it in the menu? I don't know if we put it anywhere in the menu. So a scorecard costs like $3 or something like that. We didn't make it free. And the reason we didn't make it free is so that I wouldn't be sitting around making scorecards all day. So here's a Glass Dreer. We could use that if you wish. But you're probably also considering some of these too if it's the scorecard. I have a bit of store credit. Oh. Yes, here you go. So if you want any of these to be it, let me know. So you've got the Glass Dreer, but there's also Tepig, Pancham, Puccina, Ultra Ball, Glass Dreer, Doug Trio, and Raichu. You like any of those? All right, let's see. I'm so high for this. Yeah, I didn't understand the request at first. Let's see. Aha. I'll take the Icy Horse. You like the hollow one? 27. All right. Good. I stored credit from 4 years ago. Did you? Put that back over here. And let's see. I think the way we were making those were with these stickers here. Okay, so we're going to do the hollow card then. Here goes. One. Two. And we use this one. He kept rambling on and everyone's saying scorecard. There we go. Well, we're like seconds away from turning the stream off, so I wasn't anticipating having to make a scorecard, I suppose. But it was actually the wording that she used in the message. The wording didn't make me think scorecard. So, we are. All right. So, we're going to say Alexandra. Okay, and we'll say win, and we'll say loss. So this is what a custom scorecard looks like. Now, if you'd like, we could save this for the next round, the next tournament, you know, because the current tournament's about to end. And what we do is we throw everyone's scorecard out, except for people who made custom scorecards. They get to keep theirs, but it goes into their bag. So in other words, they will need a new one for the new round. See, look. So Carlos Chaveras, he'll get this put in his bag. Same with Hawks, same with Sergio. 6s will be thrown out. Beatrice, so that the ones that are just energy cards, these get tossed. In fact, I could probably start tossing these now because, well, Soul Despair maybe could catch up. I think the 2 people, by the way, it's going to be Sergio, top wins, and 6 top losses. I don't think anyone is going to beat those 2 guys. You need 8 losses to beat 6. That's 5. Let's see. She's got a bit of a lead. Okay, but here's a Hunter Tipton, but this is actually an old scorecard. He can't use that one. That's from a previous round. So this was my brilliant new idea was let's throw the old scorecards away, and that'll help us with maintaining the box. Because the box would fill up with cards that weren't being used anymore. Maybe people who aren't even buying with us anymore, you know. So that's a way to solve that. All right. Winner even at losing. That's right. Well, you could be the one to win the tournament, and then you would get a roll in Discord, and you would also receive deck number 3. All the cards in the deck become your cards, so it's kind of fun. Now, Miss Alexandra, yours is a brand new scorecard. Let's let yours get used in the next round, the next 90 days, after this 90 days, because it goes off on the 25th, so it's over in 4 days. It's all over in 4 days. And you guys can attempt to beat Sergio or attempt to beat 6. We have some gym breaks here, but you can also just choose cards that you see out and ask me to turn them into gym breaks. So if you see like a slab and you want to turn it into a gym break, I'll set it up for you. People will do all kinds of stuff. All right, I believe that takes care of Miss Alexandra. Thank you. And thanks for hanging out, guys. That was a nice Saturday nighttime stream. I'm going to pop off now and go to bed. I'll see you for the Sunday nighttime stream, presumably. I'm supposed to take Sundays off. See you later, everybody.